And we say good morning to you. We are broadcasting live today. We are here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We thought, you know what, we couldn't do the show, we couldn't do our celebration like we wanted to. So I thought, why don't we go back and do it from where it all began? And it's right here in our studio here at the Tom Taylor Sports Show studio. So good morning to you. So we're going to give this a whirl, see how this goes this morning. And so again, thank you for being with us wherever you may be. We are live here again on the Tom Taylor Sports Show in studio, and so we're kind of adapting as we go here. It's pretty cool. And so we've got folks lined up. The guy that got it all started with me, Jim Vaught's going to be with us here just a second. We call him Horace. He's ready to go with us momentarily because he's got places to go. The snow outside, it's I don't know where you are, but where I'm at, it's snowing a little bit, not a whole lot. And so the temperatures will get colder, so they're going to get that right. The snowfall, probably not so much, but again, I'm just talking about where I'm at. So where you are, you may be covered up in snow. We are in a winter storm warning, so again, on this Monday, Martin Luther King Day, schools are closed, banks are closed, post offices closed, so not, kind of a kickback day. The National Football League will run down that. Boy, the Cowboys, did they lay an egg? They laid an egg. Whoa. And Jerry Jones ain't happy. Whew, and he shouldn't be. They got hammered, got it handed to them. The Lions move on. The Cowboys don't move on. Obviously, the Packers move on. So we'll talk about that. We got two today. We got the Steelers and the Bills and the Snowfest in Buffalo at about 4:30. Then tonight, Philadelphia and Tampa Bay down in Florida to round out the first week of the wild card NFL playoffs. We got Major League Baseball to talk about. We got college basketball to talk about. College football to talk about. So we're also going to be joined a little bit later in the show by Forrest Holt, the athletic director from Elizabethton High School. And who else is somebody else I got coming on the show? Now I can't even remember what I got. I'm just so excited for show number 2000. It all started right here. And so let's get the national anthem in as we always do. We always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross. This is his show. Today's verse, we'll give you that here in just a second. So let's bring in, let's see. How about the Kingdom Heirs? It'd be kind of apropos. They were kind enough to record this for me a long time ago. We play it all the time. So here are the Kingdom Heirs with the national anthem on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, and then we'll jump in and talk to my man Horace, give you the verse of the day, and then talk how it was back in the early days. Oh my, it was intense to say the least back in the day. You talking about going through some growing pains. Some of the things we went through to get from show number 1 back in 2015, 9 years ago to today. Lawsy mercy. It's a wonder we didn't kill each other. In fact, there was times we wanted to. But anyway, here's the Kingdom Heirs, the national anthem. We'll bring him in just a second here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
1, 2. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's
I'm with you.
last gleaming,
On the hook tree over there.
stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting.
That's fine. It works. You've come a long way. Well, he's playing national anthem.
I was dying to say, are you following protocol?
Oh, say
It's to know.
Star-Spangled Banner yet wave o'er the land of the
You like my lid?
and the home of the brave.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, let's go to the phonies there. I think this is going to work. We've worked on it for a long time to get it to work. Jim Vaught's with us on the phone, a.k.a. Horace. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Good morning.
Yes. Congratulations on getting me to this point because it was you that got this thing all started. We went through some growing pains, and, of course, we started the show here on back in 2015, 9 years ago. So I want to get you on the show because you were the guy that helped me get it started. Go back and tell us about the early days of, we call ourselves Horace and Jasper from 101 Dalmatians, because if there's something would go wrong, it normally did with us. So give us some early day stuff, because there's probably stories you've got that I've forgotten.
Well, I don't remember a whole lot because, I mean, it's been a while back. My memory doesn't work like it did before. But if I recall, you were still working at a radio station up in Bristol.
Right.
And you were a little bit disgruntled with what was going on up there. And we talked about your ability to go out on your own.
Yep.
And I came out and said, basically, Tom, listen, I said, if you want to get on the front end of something, I said, you need to do a podcast or stream.
Mm-hmm.
And that was back in the early days. And then not a whole lot of people were doing that. And I said, if you get on the front end, you're going to be a step ahead of everybody else.
Right.
So you said, well, let's give it a shot. And I said, okay, I'll be glad to help you out. And I did. Now, I was a novice too. I mean, I didn't, I just retired from law enforcement, so I didn't know exactly how this all worked, but I researched it. We got the right equipment, and we started off in your home studio there, day number one. And off we went. Now look at you.
Yep.
And you're scooping me in. I mean, I'm proud of you, brother.
Well, it's been
come a long way.
Yeah, it's the old cigarette commercial. We've come a long way, baby, no question. So his favorite thing, I can still remember the day we did a show over in Food City. And we were using a little tiny hotspot.
Hotspot, Verizon hotspot.
Yeah, it was so primitive back in the day. So we're at the Food City on Eastman Road in Kingsport. You and I were doing the show together, and so we're over there, and I can't get the thing to kick in. It just wouldn't grab, if you will, and give us a signal. So I called the people, and so they said. So first they said, we're sitting inside the store. They said, go put the hotspot out there in the window where the buggies are, so you give a good line of sight. And so I come and tell you that. That's what they told me. Said, you're crazy. I said, no, I'm not crazy. What they told me. So I go put it in the window. It doesn't work. And I said, Horace, it ain't working. We'll call them back. Okay, I'll call them back. So I called them back, and they said, and I quote, I'll never forget as long as I live. This was this would have been in November. Are there leaves on the trees? I said, are there leaves on the trees? I don't know. I'm in the middle of a shopping center. I don't know if there's leaves on the trees. Well, sir, if there's leaves on the trees, it's going to hurt the signal, so you get a signal out. I said, you're kidding me. Oh, no. So I hang up. I'm outside talking to these people on the phone. This is the middle of the show. I kept coming in, coming out. So I walk back in. Horace says, what'd they tell you? I said, it ain't going to be very good because the leaves are on the trees. What? You said, you're lying to me. I said, no, I'm not lying to you. They said leaves on the trees is why we didn't get a good signal. And so from that point, our dialogue got rather tense. And so I said, man, I'm just telling you what the people told me. So then you would always tell me, tell them the story about protocol, hitting the magic button. This is good stuff.
Well, every now and then, being the novice that you were, we needed to find out what was going wrong. And I said, did you follow protocol? Because I had it written out for you. You got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. And every now and then you push the wrong button.
Imagine that. Yep. Every now and then push the wrong button. Yep. So did you follow protocol? And he would take his thumb and go, did you follow protocol? And he'd take that big fat thumb and hit the table. Did you hit the proper buttons? I said, no, sir, I didn't. Why didn't you? Because I didn't want to. And so we would go back and forth. So there was.
But you know what? Those were fun days. I hate to say it.
I love it.
It was good. Learning experience, and we plowed right ahead.
Oh, absolutely. So the funny part was when you and I started getting after each other. I mean, we never got past just being snippy, but people would walk by the table, particularly when we did the shows in Food City. Sometimes we had problems, and I remember one time in Food City in Gray, we were talking, and so we got a little terse with each other. So these people walk by that. This one lady pushing back went, oh my, those boys don't like each other.
That was just the problem. That's
that's the problem. We're too much like brothers. So
yeah.
Anyway, I know you got to get going, but I wanted to, and we're going to have the celebration. We canceled today because of the obvious reason of the weather. So we are going to have a get together at some point to let folks. I want it's not for me. I want folks to come by and I want to thank them publicly, like I'm doing you now. So without you and the good Lord and the Holy Spirit, I would have never been able to pull this off. So it's Horace took me under his wing and said, "I'll do the best I can." It's not much to work with, but I'll do the best I can teaching you how to do this because, you know, here's the thing: talking about sports is easy for me. I mean, it's the easy part. The hard part is doing all this. I mean, we've been monkeying with this just this morning for about 10 or 15 minutes trying to get it right. So, you know, that's the part that's my challenge, the technology. So, because of you, I have grown just as a person because there was a time where I'd have taken this computer and bounced it off the wall down the hall. But you have taught me patience and you just got to work through it and remain calm. And so your military background's been very good for me, sir. So, and your friendship. We go back, 9 years with the show, even further than that, right?
15, probably.
Yeah. So, anyway, you are the reason I'm sitting here. And again, you just said, man, you need to take a shot at this. We are working on a podcast. We're going to start doing podcasts. I know Carrie and I talked about this in our planning meeting. We're going to try and do a podcast too. I'm not sure I even told you this, and it sounds like I'm bragging, but I'm not. I just want to let you know how far I've come on this show. The month of November, I haven't done December's numbers yet, but the month of November, I had over 100,000 views here on the show. Now, they might, in the big world, and other people getting millions and zillions of views and all that, that may be small potatoes to them. But to me, from where I started was this, in this room, with a clunky computer, you know that, and two really crummy headsets, and a camera that didn't work too good, the GoPro, to go from that to where I'm at with 100,000 views. I mean, I give the Lord the honor and the credit. And Jim Vault, so there you go.
You still using Big Red?
Still using Big Red right over here, looking at it. That is our computer. We call it Big Red. So the computer bag that I tote everything in every day, Jim Vault gave it to me. So wouldn't give $1 million. Horace said, you're going to need something to carry, because I think I was going to carry around a plastic Food City bag. He said, Jasper, you need something better than a Food City bag to carry your equipment in. So here's a computer bag. So I'm still using it right over here. So thank you, sir.
You're welcome. I'm proud of you, brother. I really am.
Well, I'm proud of me too, because at one point I thought I was a lost ball in high weeds, so I've kind of stumbled through and got this going. But again, with Jim Vault's credit, the Lord's credit, and the Holy Spirit's credit, here I am. So wanted to say thanks. I know you got to get trucking. Give me some closing thoughts from you, and we'll let you get on with your day.
Well, if you've come this far in 9 years, just think where you're going to be 9 years from now.
Mm-hmm. Well, either I'm going to be in glory or probably still doing this show. I guess that's where I'm at. So it's one of those two. But I love you, man. I appreciate you and your wife. You guys have been great supporters of me down through the years, Mrs. V. And so thank you. And when we have the full celebration thing at a future date, we want you there for sure.
I'll be there.
All right. Love you, man. Thanks.
Love you too, brother.
All
Take
right.
care.
Yep. Good job. My man Horace. Let's see if I don't mess this up when I kill the call. Boom. All right. There you go. So, and let's go to this. Boom. There you go. Maybe I did it right. Hope so. Anyway. So again, thanks. That's what this show's all about. And so the show is about giving honor and glory to the one that gives me honor and glory, because I can't do any of this stuff. You know, what's that song we sang at church a couple weeks ago? I can't even walk without him holding my hand. So you talking about a train wreck. Without him, I'd be a train wreck, no question. Here's the verse today. We always dedicate our show. Hang on just a second. We always dedicate our show to the man that hung on the cross today. The verse is, the Lord is good, a strength and stronghold in the day of trouble. He knows, has knowledge of, understands, and recognizes those who take refuge and trust in him. Whew. Nahum 1:7 out of the Old Testament. The Lord is good, a strength and stronghold in the day of trouble. You ever had days of trouble? We all have days of trouble. He knows, has knowledge of, understands, and recognizes those who take refuge and trust in him. Tom Taylor Sports Show, number 2000 show here, where it all started. In behind me is the Thundering Herd banner and the Raiders banner. And my banner says Tom Taylor Sports. So this is where it got started. We're going to do the show here today and tomorrow. And so this is where I wanted to do it from. In lieu of the fact we couldn't get together because of the snow, we're going to have the 2000 celebration. By the way, thanks to Carrie. God bless her. She is been such a positive inspiration to me. And Emmy Morgenstern, another positive inspiration to me. So they had the celebration, not the show, planned, and the weather got us today, but we are going to redo it at a future date at probably at the high school in Elizabethton. So anyway, in lieu of that not being able to happen today, I thought I was going to take the day off. I thought, no, in honor of you all, not me. I wanted to do a show, and here we are. So coming up next, take a look at the National Football League. The Cowboys laid an egg, and Jerry Jones ain't happy. I would think, I could be wrong, and I've certainly been wrong before, but I would think if I was Mike McCarthy, I'd be a little uneasy right now. You got Bill Belichick out there, you got Jim Harbaugh out there, and he made it very plain, did Jerry Jones yesterday, that not happy with what happened, and with good reason. I got some numbers to back it up. We'll talk about that. The Lions win. They move on. They'll be hosting coming up this week. You also have, let's see, of course, they had the games on Saturday. We'll talk about those. And then we'll get ready for the two today, the Steelers and the Bills in Buffalo, and the Eagles and the Buccaneers in Tampa Bay. So a doubleheader in football on a cold, snowy day here where we are in this part of the country where a lot of folks aren't getting out. Be a good time to get settled in, watch a couple of really good football games. Steelers and Bills. Everybody I've said this to said, you are crazy. I'm picking the Steelers in an upset. I just think Tomlin, it's going to get it with Mason Rudolph. I just think the Steelers are going to win the game. Josh Allen, those guys, they have floundered. They've run hot and cold. They've got a really good record, but they've played, and it's been kind of up and down on the season. I think it's a good time for Mike Tomlin to step up and get a big signature win for the Steelers, and the season's not going the way the Steeler fan base and management typically thinks it should and does. I think the Steelers will get that one. I think Philadelphia's going to go in and beat Tampa Bay. I think if I was the Eagles, I would be quite motivated knowing now the Cowboys are out, and they can they can control their own destiny out of the NFC East in the playoffs. And so I'm looking for my humble predictions, Eagles and Steelers to win today. What do you think? Quick break. We'll be right back after this. Cold weather is coming. Snow's here today. Cold weather's coming starting tomorrow night. You have everything ready around your home in your place of business and or your church for cold weather. Mike Barnett tells you how he can help you from Big John's Closeout on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're talking to our buddy Mike Barnett, great sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. Winter 2024, it's here. What can you help us with all winter long from Big John's Closeouts?
Well, when you start thinking about winter, naturally you're looking at not only trying to save on energy, but you're also looking and trying to protect and eliminate problems, broken water lines, piping, whatever it may be. When you start thinking about trying to get a heads up on, energy conservation, insulation. We stock Owens Corning fiberglass insulation and everything from R13 to R, 30 and on up in different widths, 16 and 24-inch widths. We also have a pretty good supply of your basic replacement windows from Silverline. These are low E insulated glass. They can be tilted out to clean, things of that nature. People would be surprised how much air loss they have and heat loss with older windows that are not properly sealed or could be single pane. A lot of our older homes were built many, many years ago. They use storm windows and single pane wood windows. We can order windows to any size that you would want within a quarter of an inch, so they'll fit right in the openings that you have. Not just insulating ceilings when we start talking about insulating, but insulating floor, crawl spaces where you have drafts that will come up and will push your heat out as far as that nature goes. When we're talking about trying to protect yourself from upcoming issues with your water lines or other things of that nature, there's a lot of things you can do. A lot of them are familiar with your regular wrap-on pipe insulation where you just have a little roll of pipe insulation. You wrap your pipes, you put duct tape around it and you go on. But a lot of people now are using a foam, like a foam pipe insulation, which you can get it both where it's just slit, you put it on there and you tape it, or you can get it where it's pre-sealed, where you just peel off this strip right here and seal it right around your pipes. That's a good way to keep your pipes from being exposed to the cold. If you've got pipes that are against cinder block walls or right against the exterior of your home, a lot of people will want to wrap them with like a heat tape, and those heat tapes are set up to where they only come on when it gets around 38, 39 degrees. Then they will come on, they'll keep your pipes warm. Of course, naturally, you want to wrap these heat tapes with either this fiberglass or put a foam over it or something of that nature, to keep that heat in around your pipe. But you can also do that. And of course, your outside faucets, they're always exposed to the elements and the weather. Just something as simple as a faucet cover, just a little styrofoam box that you can put over your faucet. It's got an attachment there where you can sort of cinch it down good and tight against your wall. It helps keep those drafts and that cold away from, bothering that. Also, foam pipe spray foam to go around gaps. A lot of times you've got holes and stuff maybe around your foundation vents that are close to where your pipes are running, or maybe around these outside faucets. They're not sealed real good, where they've had to be replaced over time, so you've got gaps around that. You can get spray foam insulation that will both expand a great deal, or if you're looking to go around windows or doors, we've got minimal expansion so that they expand just a little bit just to fill those gaps. You have to be careful. If you use one that expands too much, it'll sometimes bow those jambs and stuff on your windows and or doors to an extent where they become stiff to open and close. So, but we have spray foam in both varieties, things of that nature. We've got foam, rolls of foam insulation tape that you can go around your doors, anywhere from 1/2 inch wide to 3/4 wide, different thicknesses and stuff of that nature. So about anything you need to get prepared for cold weather, you can find it at Big John's.
No notes. All that he just told you with product knowledge. That's why you want to come here. Be loyal, buy local, and support the local man right here. Big John's Closeout. Your hours are open, sir.
We're here 7:30 to 6 Monday through Friday, 8 to 4 on Saturday, closed on Sunday.
Social media, how do we find you?
You can go to BigJohnsCloseouts.com. You can also email to experts with an S at BigJohnsCloseouts.com, or they can send requests to me if they'd like at Mike, just MIKE, at BigJohnsCloseouts.com, and we'll get back to you and answer your questions. Also, when you're thinking about cold weather and you're thinking about storms and things that happens, there's always trees that come down, other situations that go on where you've got yard cleanup. We've still got our chainsaws. We've got our bar oil. We've got all of our fuel mixes. We've got them back in stock now. We've got a good supply of replacement chains. We can resharpen your older chains. We've got bars. We've got whatever you might need to go ahead and get out there and get the yard cleaned up, or get a tree that's blocking your driveway out of the way.
It's all right here, Big John's Closeouts here in Elizabeth, and be loyal, buy local rather, and buy right here from Big John's Closeouts where they hammer high prices. One of our great sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Douglas Sports Show, Big John's Closeouts. Help from Fred Goodwin. Here we go. Take it away.
Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Do you know that your baby boy had come to make you new? This child that you delivered will soon deliver you. Oh, Mary, did you know?
What's your definition of fresh? At Food City, ours starts every morning as our certified butchers hand cut everything you see behind the counter fresh that day. Fresh also means our beef is ground in the store several times a day, time-stamped with the hour it was ground. That's a fresh guarantee. The fact is, it just doesn't get any fresher than this. That's why we say, start fresh with Food City.
And back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show again. Thanks for being with us. Show number 2000 here on an old, cold, snowy day. Again, the celebration we're going to redo at a future date, but we're obviously not going to do it today because of the weather. Schools are out. Martin Luther King Day. Schools are closed. Most schools, virtually all schools are closed, either weather or the holiday or both. Banks are closed. Post offices closed. So we're here where it all got started. Show number 2000. What was it? 2015, 9 years ago. So here we is. In behind is the Thundering Herd banner and the Raiders banner. So, hello, Angie Johnson, Holly Honeycutt, Bud Street. Thank you, sir. Jamie Schaff, love you, lady. Let me tell you what. I've got it somewhere. I'm going to try and get Carrie to get it fixed for me. When she and Emily Whitehead and Beth Stevens sang up there in December. Oh, gosh, what was the name of the song? Oh, I was emceeing it. It was Knock My Socks Off. They can sing. So she and Deb sang here just a few minutes ago. We appreciate them very much. Pete and Crystal Schlegel, Krista Britt, Thomas Stout, Janice Maupin, Teresa Honeycutt, Dickie Clark, Marvin Smith, Carisha McNeil. Hello, lady. Angie Johnson, thank you, dear. Vaughn Campbell says, thank you for a local program to cover sports. Enjoy the show. Keep it up. Going for 3,000. Yeah, people ask what I'm going to do if I'm going to keep doing it. I don't know why I wouldn't. I'm having fun. Congratulations on your 2000 show. Elizabeth, and so fortunate to have you. Thank you, sir, Sheriff. You're very kind. Keep up the great work. May God bless you. So when I read these, this is not a self-serving for Tom Taylor. I'm just reading what you people send me. So, and I appreciate that. But this show is all about you guys. You know, for you all to hang with me and find me and stay with me on the show every day. You know, we've had in 9 years, I've had probably no less than a couple of dozen people have passed away that were regulars on watching the show. So, you know, we've gone through breakups and deaths and divorces and children being born, kids passing away. So, you know, it's really become a family of viewers, listeners, if you will. So, big thanks to all of you. So, yeah, it's been an interesting run. Hello to Joe Muncie. Hello to Angie Wilbur. Hello to David Nanny. Hello to Mandy Lewis. How you doing? David Nanny. Again, Rick Peters. By the way, if you missed it, Mike Maines leaving the Elizabethton Parks and Rec and going on to Parks and Rec in Bristol. So good luck to him. I don't know who's going to get the job, but I know a guy would be real good at it. Would be Mr. Nanny if he wants it, if he's even interested in running for it. Don't know, but he does a really, really good job, so we appreciate him very much. Coming up at the top of the hour, another split screen we're going to try with Forrest Holt, and then later on Jeff Beverly is going to give us an update on Tennessee football. The Big Orange playing basketball tomorrow night against the Gators back home at Thompson Bowling. They got Alabama coming in on Saturday. Tomorrow, Bryce Van Huss is going to join us live from the practice. We got split screen capabilities now, which is really cool, thanks to Kerry Taylor. And so we're going to split screen with Jeff coming up here in a little while, and also with Forrest Holt, give us an update what's going on with all the things going on with Elizabethton sports, with the weather. The Hall of Fame induction ceremony tonight has been canceled for the obvious reason. So anyway, he's going to join us. So the split screen is going to open up a lot of things. We're working on, keep your fingers crossed, to get Rick Barnes. I think the world of this gentleman, head coach of the Tennessee Vols. Working on getting him on an interview either this week or next week. So we're looking forward to doing that and some other folks as well. So big thanks to Kerry Taylor. So, you know, she's been a very influential person in my life here in the last, we talked about this the other day. Let's see, I met her and Jason, it's been 3 months, right around 3 months since she's come on board. A big thanks. All right, here we go. Cowboys. Whoo, lousy mercy. Jerry Jones not happy. He shouldn't be. Green Bay went in and dominated the Cowboys, 48-32, advancing to the divisional round of the process. And the Cowboys, wow, I got some numbers. not very good for Dallas. Dak Prescott probably poorly played a game in his entire career by his own admission and by the coach's admission. Forcing throws into windows that were not open. He was picked off twice, once for a touchdown. And so just not a very good day at all for Cowboy football. Love, by the way, Jordan Love on the other side for the Packers, very, very methodical. Got it done 16 out of 21, 272 yards and 3 touchdowns. So, again, the Cowboys out. Once again, going home after being eliminated from the playoffs in an embarrassing fashion, and it was. So, Mike McCarthy, if he's still the coach, going to be very interesting because you got Harbaugh out there. You've got now Bill Belichick out there. There's Mike Vrabel from Tennessee. Well, he's a player's coach. The guys love playing for him. You never know. But I would think Mr. McCarthy would be on a short leash, I just think. It's been 29 years since the Cowboys beat Brett Favre and the Packers in the 95 NFC Championship game before beating the Steelers in the Super Bowl. That's the last time Dallas has made it as far as the conference championship game. Jerry Jones ain't getting any younger, obviously. None of us are. And so, he's going to push the buttons it takes to get where he wants to get, and that's back to the Super Bowl. So they've endured 13 playoff losses, including the loss yesterday. It was a blowout, the Packers. Score wasn't even indicative of how bad it was, I didn't think. 6 teams have failed to play in a conference title game since 1996. The Cowboys, the Texans, the Browns, the Lions, the Dolphins, and the Commanders. Now, maybe the Lions can this year. They're still alive. Cowboys lost 3 straight playoff games as favorites of at least 7 points. Cowboys, the first team since 1970 merger with the NFL, to lose 3 straight playoff games as a favorite of at least 7 points. They were a touchdown favorite to beat the Cardinals in 98, the Giants in 07, and Green Bay yesterday. So the Cowboys, Tom, we get your point. Well, I'm just saying, if you're a Cowboys fan, there's a lot of them out there. It's just, to me, it's unexcusable. So too much talent, too much money, too much talent. They're better than what they're showing. How about that? 13 straight playoff appearances, not a trip to a conference championship game. So we'll see what that does for Mike McCarthy. I would think it would put him on a slippery slope, but I don't know that. I'm not advocating people lose their job, but didn't look good yesterday at all. All right, despite the current weather situation in Buffalo, the New York governor says we will play today at 4:30. The Steelers and the Bills. Steelers landed in Buffalo yesterday. Temperature expected to be in the teens with a wind chill in the single digits. They are asking the fans in Buffalo to carpool because not all the parking lots may be clear. Now, you think of that. It's between 3 and 5 feet of snow at a lake effect snowstorm. They've had a travel ban in Orchard Park where the Bills play until 7 o'clock last night. It was not lifted until daylight this morning. It said mandatory, stay home. Nobody goes out. So we look outside and see a little bit of snow, and I'm thinking, really? We're okay. 3 to 5 feet. So continued weather issues in Buffalo cause some to think whether the game should be played today or be pushed to Tuesday. But the governor says we're playing it. So the team who adjusted to the weather, you saw what Kansas City did, and they romped over the Dolphins. So the last time the Steelers played in this kind of conditions, they beat who else? The Raiders. Back in 2022 at 13-10. So anyway, it's going to be, taking care of the football is going to be big. Did some research. Kansas City put about $2.5 million into an underground heating system. So the field the other day was 50 degrees. So the field was 50 as far as the temperature. So, it was doable, playable. I don't know if they got that same system in Buffalo or not, but they have, it's so bad in Buffalo today. They've asked for volunteers, and they're actually paying folks to come in and just take snow shovels and clear out the stands so people can come to see the game today. Well, the story this morning was they can't get to the stadium, the people to clean the stadium out to clean the stadium. So I don't know how you're going to do this. It's almost like every person for themselves. Anyway, Buffalo got between 3 and 5 feet of snow. So, but the governor of New York said, we're playing the game today at 4:30. The game's on. So be fun to watch. It should be snowing somewhat there in Buffalo, and already snow on the ground, so should be a fun one to watch. The winner of that game, by the way, it's a short week. They're supposed to play yesterday, so a short week. The winner will be at a disadvantage, no question, because whoever wins today will play on Sunday of this week. So Buffalo will host the Chiefs if they win. The Steelers will go to Baltimore if they win. So Steelers will be back out on the road. Either way, if they win, I still predict the Steelers win today. Why? I don't know. Just think that I think Mike Tomlin's he's got something to prove now. Sounds crazy after all the success he's had, but I think it's a proven game for him and his team, and I think they'll rise to the occasion. I think Mason Rudolph had a really good game, the quarterback. There's been that controversy, him and Pickett, so I think Rudolph, the guys, it looks like what I've been reading, the Steeler players have rallied in behind Mason Rudolph, the quarterback. So unless things have changed this morning, I'm looking for a starting job by Rudolph, and I think he's going to do well. Josh Allen runs hot and cold as a quarterback to Bills, outstanding talent. Some days he's on, some days he's not. So we'll see. But I think the Steelers are going to get one today in Buffalo. Hello to Joe Muncie, Penny Gray, Debbie Eastep, Doug Tittle, Angela Murray. Hello, kids. Thanks for being with us. This is show number 2000. We're doing it today where it all got started here at the home place. It's a bedroom that's been converted to a studio. So we started 9 years ago in here, literally. I thought, I'm going to give this a whirl. If it doesn't work, I can go do something else. So I thought, what the heck, I'll try it. You know, I actually gave myself about 6 months. I thought, I'll give this a whirl till about August till high school football season starts that year. And I thought, you know, if it doesn't work, I'll go back to something else. Well, to the Lord's credit and the Holy Spirit's credit, it's still going, still rocking. So today's show 2000, so we thought in lieu of the celebration being canceled, we would do it right here today where it all got started, and here we are. So we will have that celebration at a future date. Amy Morgenstern and Kerry Taylor are planning it, so we appreciate them very much, and so we'll do that coming up here in the near future. All right, Detroit game last night. But let's go back to Saturday's games. Cleveland and the Texans. C.J. Stroud just sliced and diced the Browns. Beat them, 45-14? Wow. Then Saturday night, watch that one. Kansas City beat Miami 26-7 in the cold. And so those two teams move on. Houston, the Texans, and the Chiefs move on to the next round. Of course, yesterday we told you Green Bay, and now Detroit, getting ready to talk about that one. The two games today, Pittsburgh at Buffalo, 4:30. Tampa Bay in much warmer conditions, obviously, in Florida against the Philadelphia Eagles. So for me, I don't know what you think. I'm thinking Eagles and Steelers to win these today. So we'll see. Hello, Tammy Troutman. What a sweetheart. Thank you, lady. Melissa Trim, thank you. Debbie Eastep, Linda Birchfield, Lori Willis, thank you. Thank you, guys. And so we appreciate it, ladies, in this case. And so we appreciate you very much. We got a thing from Facebook yesterday. Last week when it had over 18,000 views last week alone. So, you know, got to give him credit, but and I give you all credit, too. So thank you for being with us and wherever we are. We'll be back here tomorrow. And then back out on the road Wednesday. We're to be Wednesday at Chick-fil-A in Johnson or in Elizabethton. So we're going to be back here tomorrow with the show. Did I say hello to everybody up through here? Doug Tittle, Debbie Eastep, Mandy Lewis needs some lasagna. Detroit Lions are partially like 1991. She makes really good lasagna. This day, got to tell you. So, and Jules chocolate lasagna. Rock on, homie. See, did I do it right? Rock on, homie. Jules Roberts, she's awesome. So, need some chocolate lasagna. Huh. And then, if I'm throwing in food, I need some potato salad from LaDonna Boone. Whew, lousy. That's good stuff, too. Detroit Lions partying like it's 1991. The franchise snapping what was the longest playoff losing streak in NFL history. 9 straight losses in the playoffs after beating the Rams 24-23. Have to go back to the 91 divisional round against Dallas to find out the last time the Lions enjoyed a playoff win. And so they punched their ticket to the divisional round next week. I think they will go to San Francisco. No, they'll be hosting next week. So Jared Goff against his former team. 22 out of 27, 277, and a touchdown. 22 out of 27 passing, 277 yards, and a touchdown. And so they came out of the gate. They scored a touchdown on the first 3 drives, did the Lions, and never looked back. Jared Goff, really efficient, 16 out of 18 in the first half for 194 yards and a touchdown. And so their offense carried them. The defense, Rams got in the red zone, 3 trips into the red zone, and failed to score a touchdown on any of them. got to have points inside the red zone. Red zone, of course, would be inside the 20-yard line, and so you got to have it. Hello, David Nanny. I don't know if you're interested in the Parks and Rec job. I have no clue, but you'd be a good one for it, sir, after Mr. Maines. Congratulations to him. Mike is departed to go be the Parks and Rec director in Bristol. We wish him the very best. Did a lot under his guidance for the Elizabethton Parks and Rec. So now there's a void, and I don't know if Mr. Nanny's interested in it, but he would, in my opinion, he'd be a very good one to do that. So, but you know what? That's just my opinion. I have no say-so. I have no dog in that hunt, as they say. So the Rams are gone, and the Lions move on, and they will play. They'll play the winner of Philadelphia, Tampa Bay. They'll travel into. Did I get that right? Yes, they'll play the winner. That one will play the winner of Detroit next week. So we'll find out about that coming up, as we said tonight at what time? 8:15. Yep, 8:15 on ABC. The Eagles in Tampa Bay, in Florida, and Buffalo will take on the Steelers on CBS at 4:30 this afternoon. Now the Jim Harbaugh Derby about to heat up. Somebody asked me yesterday at church, is he going to stay in the for the Wolverines? I don't think there's a chance. I think he's gone. I mean, he's done what he wanted to do, got a national championship with the Wolverines, and I think he's gone. But that's just me. There's a lot of teams out there. The Chargers are the first team he's going to sit down and meet with. He's also going to meet with Atlanta, Carolina, the Raiders, Seattle, the Titans, and Washington. They're also all wanting to talk to Jim Harbaugh. So Chargers are the first team he's going to look at. He played for the Chargers in 99 and 2000, so he's been there. He likes San Diego, warm weather city, obviously, versus Ann Arbor, Michigan. And so, plus there's a boatload of money to pot of gold into the rainbow, guaranteed for Jim Harbaugh. No question. So he is 60 years old, been in Michigan for 9 seasons. They are 86 and 25 in Michigan. So here's the red flag that he's leaving for me. He retained a agent, Don Yee, Y-E-E. He is known to represent another famous Michigan player, quarterback Tom Brady. He also represents Broncos coach Sean Payton. So Harbaugh has not hidden his interest in getting back to the National Football League. Now, when he was at San Francisco, the guy was a success. He was 44, 19, and 1. And got the 49ers into the Super Bowl, where the Niners lost to the Ravens and coached by his brother, John Harbaugh. So, if you remember, he also, over the last couple of years, Harbaugh interviewed with the Vikings 2 years ago and talked to the Broncos in Carolina last year. So, he's interested. And, you know, he set out 6 games with the Wolverines this year because of NCAA infractions. That's not over yet. They're still after the Wolverine program, they being the NCAA, so this will be a good chance for him to sidestep. He wins the national championship. He can walk away, make a boatload of money in the National Football League. You would have to think if he goes in one of these dumpster fire teams where he's talking, you would think they'd give him at least 2 years to get things turned around. They don't expect overnight success in the National Football League. So probably 2 years. So he's, next year, it's a wash because he's going to take any of these programs, which need a coach. It's going to be a wash, so he has a chance. There's no pressure next year, maybe not even 2 years, an NFL team. As bad as Carolina is, and Tennessee's not that, they need help, not that bad, but certainly out of the teams looking for a coach, Carolina is the dumpster fire right now. And so any coach at that particular team, probably 2 or 3 years before there's any pressure, because they know how bad it is to get things turned around. And he can do that. So I just don't see Harbaugh staying in Michigan at all. New coach in Washington. We're going to tell you about that after the break. Also take a look at some college basketball. Top of the hour, we'll be joined by Forrest Holt, the athletic director from Elizabethton. Later in the show, Jeff Beverly will join us. He will give us the update on Tennessee football recruiting. It's busy out there right now. Remember, the dead period stopped last Thursday. And so contact with recruits picked back up last Friday. And so it's been busy. That's why the Alabama Crimson Tide worked so quickly to get a replacement so they can get all these guys to decommit from Alabama since Saban lost. So that's why somebody asked me, well, how come they went so quick for recruiting? They already had one wide receiver, Williams, last name was Williams, decommit when he found out Saban was leaving. So They had to hustle up, and so as a result of that, Washington's already named their new coach. We'll tell you about it after the break. So it doesn't stop now. It's virtually 24/7, 365 days a year job now is recruiting in the in the NCAA for college football. So anyway, we're live here in studio on show number 2000 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We'll take a break. We'll be right back, and we will delve into some college football right after this. Some of the good folks downtown Elizabeth and love them. Bought some more furniture from them this year, and with good reason because they do a great job. They'll be the good folks at Cannon Furniture on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Half-off events going on now at Cannon's Furniture. Take half off or more on your new furniture, plus get 0% interest financing. Savings on every bedroom, living room, dining room, every room of your home. Take half off. Going on now at Cannon's Furniture in Elizabeth.
You're one of our great sponsors. Christmas Club Savings Account for next year. Tell me about it.
Yes, let's talk about it because now you're going to have 12 months to do this. What better time than right now to open your Christmas Club savings? There's no cost on this. This is just something that we can help you transfer automatic funds, either weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, out of your check. So that way you won't even have to worry about it. And each time that you have that transferred, either you can do it yourself or deposit into this account, or we can have automatic draft set up. That's just convenient for you. And like I said, it's just another sub account to your savings and checking at Northeast Community Credit Union. So if you have any questions, visit bmycu.org or come in and see us at one of our convenient locations or call 423-547-1200.
And you cut checks when? Next year? October, November? So when you get your checks?
Yes.
Save it up all year?
Yeah, so direct deposit could be your monthly paycheck.
Okay.
And so you can allocate a percentage of that paycheck into the Christmas Club. And that way when you get to October, November, it's going to be built up. And so it's a great feature, and people love it.
The Christmas Club Savings Account for Christmas 2024?
Yes.
From Northeast Community Credit Union, one of our great sponsors of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports.
Hi, this is Greg Salyer. Join me every Wednesday at noon here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show as we talk Major League Baseball. Baseball news both on and off the field. Wednesdays at noon here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, show number 2000. We're broadcasting live here from the studio on this Monday. Again, schools are out, banks are closed, post office closed. Travel probably, I'm sure, in the higher elevations. We had the snow, a little tricky to say the least. So it's going to get colder. What is the forecast, by the way? We got a weather sponsorship coming up, too. We got somebody wanting to sponsor the weather, and I said, yeah, we can do that. So let me give you the weather forecast, what we've got here, and then we'll jump into the college football. So here we go. What's the forecast? It says today, cloudy with snow, temperatures nearly steady in the mid-30s, winds light and variable, chance of snow at 100%, 3 to 5 inches of snow expected. Tonight, 70% chance of snow. Overnight low in the low 20s. Tomorrow, scattered snow showers tomorrow, mainly in the morning. Breezy, very cold. Tomorrow, 27. Wind chills down in the teens. Chance of snow tomorrow at 50%. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, low near 3. Wow. It's not the record. The record low is -8. Wind chills below 0 at times tomorrow night. So I'm going to go ahead and say I'll be shocked if anything much happens tomorrow night as far as sports, a.k.a. high school sports. We got a homecoming scheduled tomorrow night in Elizabethton with Tennessee High. It's the pretty girls' night and the handsome guys' night. So it's homecoming basketball or basketball homecoming. And so I'm sure Forrest will give us an update on that coming up here in just a few minutes. But we'll see what he says on that. So let's see what else is going on. We have, if you are worried about the weather, look at next week. Okay, it's going to be cold through Sunday this week. Monday, a week today, in the 40s. Next Tuesday and Wednesday, back up near 60. East Tennessee weather. So I told somebody at church, this ain't like Alaska where it's like this for weeks on end. We're on it for 3 or 4 days, and it's going to moderate. We're going to be okay. So Washington's got a new coach, Jedd Fisch, leaving Arizona. See, the carousel's begun. So they lose their coach to Alabama. Arizona's coach jumps to Washington. Now somebody's got to take Arizona's job, so that's how it works. Hello, Tom and Mandy Holly. How you doing? Glenn McQueen. Hello, sir. How are you? David Nanny. Hello. Lori Willis. Appreciate you. Amy Whitson. Hello, Ames. How you doing, lady? Fisch, 47 years old, $7.75 million a year over 7 years to be the new coach for the Huskies. He took a dumpster fire and turned it around. He inherited a team that finished 0-5 in 2020. Arizona reached double-digit victories for just the fourth time in program history this season. Had a 7-game winning streak and beat Oklahoma in the Alamo Bowl 38-24. So it's Fisch's turn now to be the coach. So it would be Jedd Fisch, F-I-S-C-H, the new coach for the Washington Huskies. Of course, you know, they're getting ready to go into the Big Ten, getting ready to get into some deep water. It ain't the Pac-12 anymore. It's the Big Ten. And so Fisch will have his hands full. Prior to being at Arizona, he worked for the New England Patriots and the Rams. So he got his start back in Florida as an assistant back in 1999 under his then coach, Gator legend Steve Spurrier. So he's been at Minnesota. He's been at Miami, UCLA. So now he's the new head football coach for the Washington Huskies, getting paid $7.75 million per year. So there you go. National Hockey League is running down real quick. They're on the ice tonight. The Predators skating in Vegas. Other folks on the ice, San Jose at Buffalo, New Jersey at Boston, Anaheim at Florida, Vancouver, the Canucks in Columbus tonight. Seattle skates against the Penguins in Pittsburgh. Carolina hosting L.A., the Islanders in Minnesota. Colorado will skate in Montreal, and Philadelphia, the Flyers in St. Louis against the St. Louis Blues. There you go. But the Predators, who we obviously cheer for here in Tennessee, skating tonight in Vegas on the National Hockey League Monday night on Martin Luther King Day. All right, quick break. We'll be right back. We'll have to get it set up. We've got Forrest Holt due to join us coming up next year, the athletic director from Elizabethton High School. We're on the road here. We are. We're on the road in studio. That's where we are today. We're on the road at the Tom Taylor Studio on show number 2000 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back after this from Ivy Hall Nursing Home on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Joseph Taylor, Ivy Hall Nursing Home, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. So what's going on right now at Ivy Hall Nursing Home?
Ivy Hall, we are accepting short-term and long-term residents. We definitely specialize in our short-term. We're very proud of our rehab department, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, respiratory therapy. We want you to come. If you want, a couple weeks of rehab, we'll be happy to help you and get you back home. We'd love to have any long-term residents. If you need our services, we're here. We just want to be just to serve our community the best we can.
Why Ivy Hall Nursing Home? There's a lot of them out there. Why do you feel like you guys are the best?
Well, we just feel like that at Ivy Hall, it's a family-run business. My mom is the owner. Myself and my sister, we both work there. We just feel like you're going to get more personal touch at Ivy Hall. If you want to talk to the owner administrator, call, ask for Judy. We just want to provide the personal touch.
And they do. Social media, how do we find you?
Ivy Hall Nursing Home on Facebook or ivyhallnursinghome.com if you'd like to apply for a job. We're hiring CNAs, LPNs, RNs, housekeeping, whatever. You can go on there and fill out an application, and somebody will get in touch with you.
One of our great sponsors here, the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, our buddy Joseph Taylor right there, as you see, with Ivy Hall Nursing Home. Ooh, I like this. Whoa. All right. Tell us about this, would you please?
So that is Sterling Silver Pandora gift set, and it is $129. You get the necklace and the earrings.
So the knock that, jewelry stores are expensive, and they can be, depending on what you want to buy. But here, most of the stuff we've talked about, here's one coming out of the chute on this segment. What'd you say, $129?
Yep.
$129 for that. So, and she'll love that. Guarantee it. All right? Oh, you want that
Yeah,
by?
I mean, it all depends on what you want to spend, what
Sure.
you want to buy.
That's exactly right.
Price points everywhere.
Yep.
So these are rose gold, diamond hearts.
Rose gold, diamond. Ooh. Pretty.
And those are $399.
Got a little bling to them, got a little sparkle to them, but go
Yep.
to the store. Prettier in person. That's the new phrase that pays.
Prettier in person.
Prettier in person. So
Here is the pendant that matches them.
that's a country song. We ought to write that and go to Nashville.
We
Go
should.
honky tonk. She's prettier in person. There you go. Oh, this is very nice. Whoa.
So
Oh,
that's the necklace.
Drug Center. Probiotics. Tell us what's going on with that, would you please?
Yes, that's something that helps you, just digest your food properly, can help you kind of go to the bathroom better, helps give you more energy, just kind of generally feel better. And these green ones right here is what we've always carried, and that's one of our customers' favorites. And boxes of those are 22, and that's a 30-count bottle. And they've actually repackaged them now, and we've got these as well. But it's a 90 count, and they give you 3 months, and we do those for 50. So it's kind of like buy 2 months, get a month free.
Sure. Buy two, one, get one free. Yeah, you're right.
Probiotics you wouldn't think would help too much, but we've got people who swear by these things. People that don't even get prescriptions from us sometimes come in and get those probiotics.
All right.
But those green ones are kind of the customer favorites, and then the blue ones are kind of the next step up as far as strength. They've got more of the good bacteria and then a few extra enzymes as well. So they market those blue ones for people over the age 40. Just as you age, your belly may wear out a little bit, and that's kind of just an extra boost to help everything go as it should. But those have been big sellers here lately for us.
At Lingerfield Drug Center, downtown Elizabeth, and right beside Carter County Bank. All right, Fisherman's Friend. It works,
Yes.
folks. I'm telling you, here we go. Let me show you what they've got here. They've got the value packs now. This is the original extra strong.
Mm-hmm.
You have the honey lemon, which is very, very good. And now you also have the refreshing mint, which is hard to find. They got them here at Lingerfield. I'm loading up on these when the show's over. And then also you have Fisherman's Friend. These are the cherry, this is the ones I'm taking right now on my jaw, so it works. Here's the new packaging. You sell a ton of Fisherman's Friend, don't you?
Yes, and it's been about a week ago, but I started getting a scratchy throat and stuff, and I actually took those lemon ones.
Yep.
I'd never tried them, but they did work real well. So that's something, a lot of people like those.
Well, I went to the break a few minutes ago. I was raspy and came back, put two in my jaw during the break, and came back, and here we are. I mean, I'm telling you, it works. Nothing. And of course, for a guy who talks for a living, got to have it, and so it works, and we love it. So, flu shots at Lingerfield Drug Center. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it's definitely peak flu season right now. They say that it's the highest it's been in about 13 years as far as flu rate. So it's definitely going around. We've been seeing a lot of prescriptions come in for it, and a lot of people aren't really sure how to get flu shots. They've always either got them at their doctor's or you can go sit in line at Walgreens and get one. But we've been advertising it, and we've actually already had to reorder twice. We've been going through flu shots like crazy, but it's real easy. You come in, we get your information if we don't have it already, and we'll have you a flu shot, 5 minutes or less. It don't take long at all. So.
And there's a little private setting to have it administered, right?
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you're even as an adult, a little squirmish about, or squeamish, or squirmy, or whatever the adjective, about getting a shot,
I'm hang up the phone.
Area where he'll administer that. So if you don't really react all that good to a shot, it's okay. Because you'll take care of that, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
I've been telling everybody before I give them the shot, I've not made anybody cry yet. So we're doing pretty good.
You're doing that's pretty good batting average. All right, hours are open?
We're here Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturdays, 9 to 12.
Phone number?
It's 423-542-2138.
And social media.
We're on Facebook as Lingerfeld Drug Center.
There you go. One of our great sponsors, Megan to Go, Cyclone Sports, and the Tom Douglas Sports Show, Lingerfeld Drug Center. And back at the Tom Douglas Sports Show, let's go right there. Here we go. There he is on the screen, our buddy Jeff Beverly with the Big Orange Update. So we're still working through. It's a little clunky, but we're going to get it. And so show number 2000, good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Doing good. Tom, how about you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for being on the show. You're the guy who got it all started last week, so we're trying to perfect this, and we are. But, again, it's a little clunky of buy-in, and I'm the first to tell you I'm technically challenged more times than not. So, anyway, let's jump in and go. We've got lots to talk about. Let's start down, and I want to talk some college football, talk some UT football. We'll get into basketball coming up. Got a new coach in Alabama. They didn't waste any time getting rid of, or not getting rid of, but replacing Nick Saban. So, what's your take on that?
Well, it was interesting how quickly it went. It was a shock. I think everybody was shocked when Saban did announce his retirement. I think they went for Dan Lanning at Oregon at first. That was all the reports. And he decided to stay at Oregon. He talked to Mike Norvell, and he decided to stay at Florida State. So you don't know what sequence they talked to whom. But a little surprised the board took the job. Anybody that's replaced the legend, it's tough. You remember what Alabama went through when Bear Bryant retired. And you remember what UCLA went through when John Wooden retired. I was old enough to remember that. And we're sort of seeing what the Lady Vols are going through after Pat Summitt. Either Holly and Kelly were former Lady Vols, but neither one really have lived to what I think the standard was for sure. So it's tough to replace a legend. It's tough to replace one of the best, if not the best, that's ever been. Of course, Nick Saban's got a lot of championships the last 20 years to show for that. So it's going to be hard. I envy him from that standpoint. He'll be well compensated, as we know. But he can make it at Alabama. I don't know. I think a lot of mixed reviews so far on that. It's just hard to come in and be the guy after the guy. So a lot of times you think, well, you'll hire a guy to be that stopgap, that bridge between the retiring legend and the one who maybe can further down the road. But I'm sure Coach DeBoer's got a lot of confidence in himself. He's had a good record so far, although he's only been head coach about 4 years, really, at that level. So he's got some big shoes to fill. There's no doubt about it. He's in the deep water now. You come to SEC, that's a deep water. So had a great year at Washington, a great couple years at Washington. I thought they were a fun team to watch this year, but they ran into a better team in Michigan. And so that's certainly going to be more than level competition you'll see week in, week out in the SEC. So Alabama fans, there's some mixed reviews for them out there about the hire. But, it's going to be tough to place them. There's no doubt about it.
We're talking to Jeff Beverly, talking again Tennessee football and Tennessee sports. So what's it do for recruiting for Hype on the guys? They should be jumping on the bandwagon, I would think, and say, hey, some uncertainty in Tuscaloosa. You need to come to Knoxville.
Well, they've already got a tight end from Alabama committed a couple of days ago. And there are more players from Alabama hitting the portal. They have 30 days now to hit the portal. So I'm sure the board will come in and try to talk to these guys and recruit them to stay. Alabama, it's the norm. But I'm sure all the SEC schools, particularly, are like sharks in the water. They're trying to talk to folks who hit the portal or may hit the portal. I mean, there's always back channels of communication that they can go with without officially contacting the player, through family, through high school coaches, whatever the case may be. So there are always ways to communicate and get the information out there. Yeah, we're interested in you. There's been a couple of linemen at the portal. I heard you mention earlier Ryan Williams, the star recruit, he committed from Alabama. So now he's back in the market. You'll probably see more of that. You'll probably see more of the commits decommit, and then the ones that have signed and the players. I suspect there'll be a big number of Alabama players in the portal over the next 28 days or so.
Is the tight end the guy we got from Alabama? Is he good?
He's a pretty good player. I think he was a 4-star, so he's got 3 years of eligibility left. And interestingly enough, their 5-star freshman tight end hit the portal late yesterday. So they're losing both their leading tight ends there to the portal. So, I'm sure they'll be able to recruit. Obviously, they're Alabama. They've got a big recruiting staff and big recruiting budget and name, so they'll still be able to recruit, obviously. But the board may come in and find the coverage a little bit better than what he was maybe anticipating.
We're talking to Jeff Beverly. We'll be joined by Forrest Holt at the bottom of the hour. We're talking Big Orange football, Big Orange basketball, too. The Vols escaped one the other day down in Georgia. Connect had 36. He connected for a heck of a game. And so they come back home for Georgia tomorrow night, and Alabama at home on Saturday. So what's your take on the Vol basketball team right now?
Well, interesting, last week, 8 of the top 10 lost road conference games last week. So it was really tough. I've not seen the top 25 come out yet. But I expect there'll be some movement. But I don't suspect any one team will drop because 8 of the 10 lost. Tough game, Mississippi State. Really very tough first half. Tennessee came back in the second half and tied it. They had a chance to go ahead once or twice and could not get over that hump. So to go ahead. I think in that game, if they had gotten the ball back, they probably would have won that game. Very unusually called game down there, particularly with the fouls on the inside. Tulu Smith's a good player for Mississippi State, but Awaka fouled out and Kidu fouled out. So they're definitely getting some benefit of the doubt type calls against him inside for sure. Then they came back against Georgia Saturday, up a quick first half lead. They were up by 14. 5 minutes ago in the first half, and look at the cruising. Then Georgia went on a 9-0 run to end the half, then a 6-0 run to start the half. So all of a sudden, Georgia was ahead, scoring 15-0. Eventually pulled out an 11-point lead with 6 minutes to go. Well, they've got this Mississippi State game, beaten twice. Well, at that point, Tennessee outscored Georgia like 21-4 the rest of the ball game. So strange game of runs by both teams. Dalton Connect was unreal those last 5 minutes. He shows why he's the player. West took over the game the last 5 minutes, and defense shut Georgia down. They had 1 point. I think the last 4 minutes of the game just had one free throw. Georgia hit 14 3-pointers. It's unusual 14 3-pointers and lose, but they did. Tennessee great comeback for them. On their anytime you win a road conference game in the main SEC, ACC, Big Ten, wherever we win a road conference game, that's a big because it's so tough to win. If you play these teams year in, year out, a lot of history with them. Players know each other, all those kinds of things. Coaches know each other. So if you can get a road conference win, it's big in college basketball, especially this year. Tennessee great bounce back in the last second half. Play Florida tomorrow night, assuming Florida can get here with all the weather. I assume they'll be able to get up there okay. And Alabama, a big game coming up on Saturday against Alabama. Alabama and Tennessee are number 5 or 6 in the net ratings. It's just one rating in the NCAA. So from that standpoint, a top 10 at home, which should be a really outstanding game.
We're talking to Jeff Beverly, talking again, Big Orange Update. We appreciate him very much. What's going on with the Lady Vols right now?
Well, they're not doing too well right now, Tom. I guess they actually had won 5 in a row. Then they looked really bad against A&M yesterday down at Texas. So by 14 or 16 points, I guess. And it's just not a good game. The heat's starting to build up on Kelly, unfortunately. I think all the Tennessee fans hope she could come in and restore some of the luster from past days. Holly wasn't able to maintain it. But I think now people are just saying, well, Holly was doing maybe a better job than Kelly's doing. So all that to say, they're going to struggle to make the tournament, which is they've never not made the tournament. This will be the first year ever in the history of the NCAA tournament. Tennessee's in if they don't win. And they're going to have to turn it around a little bit for beginning. Rakia Jackson's out for a number of games. She's back, and that's helped. Obviously, they won 5 in a row, but they've got to settle down and try to find some ways not to turnovers. They've been a turnover machine under Kelly, it seems like, especially the last few games. Got to cut down on turnovers and stay in ball games, not give up those opportunities to try to score a point.
That's what's going on in basketball. Of course, football recruiting is wide open right now. The no contact ended last Thursday, so all the recruits can be contacted. A lot of folks are scrambling. As you heard Jeff say, we've already Tennessee's picked up the tight end from Alabama. So I look for more of that to happen. Again, he's trying to circle the wagons, keep everybody in-house, the new coach for Alabama, and so we'll see how that works. But we picked up a tight end from the Crimson Tide. Snow on the ground, but baseball and softball right around the corner. What's going on with Tennessee baseball?
They are. I think Tennessee's ranked in the top 10 preseason. First pitch, baseball's about 33 days away, I think. Softball about that same time. So Tennessee's a couple of preseason All-Americans on some lists. Still wait to see what Zane Denton's going to do. I remember Zane Denton transferred from Alabama last year. Had a fantastic season for Tennessee. Led the team in RBIs. Final. And so I don't know what he's going to do. He has decided he's got a year he can play due to COVID. He's got one extra year he can play. He did not get drafted last year. So it's still up in the air what he's going to do. He's working through some issues. So we'll see if they get back. They've got a couple other players that come in, junior college players and a couple of transfers that's going to be really strong. So as we get closer to baseball season, we'll have a complete roster rundown and look at the schedule for them. So one more football note: Lance Hurd, who is a big offensive lineman from LSU, got 3 years of eligibility left. He is in the portal and pretty much narrowed it down to Tennessee and Oklahoma. Many thought that he would have announced for Tennessee by now. I think everybody feels pretty good he's going to come to Tennessee. Oklahoma's sort of still in the picture. One advantage Tennessee has is that their classes do not start for spring semester until next Monday, a week from today. So they're a bit later start than most of the schools. That gives them some extra time to try to convince players to come and still get in school within the proper time frame. So everybody thinks that he's just waiting for an announcement, time to announce that. But, a lot of confidence that he is going to be at Tennessee next year, and most likely be a starter from day one. Then the other big announcement that's coming up pretty soon is George McIntyre. He's the back out of Nashville. It was Tennessee, Alabama for him. People thought Tennessee had the lead and felt pretty good about him. Now with the coaching change at Alabama, I'm sure the board will try to have a chance to get in there and talk with him. But football recruiting in particular is about relationships. It's hard to come in the last week or two and try to convince somebody to come and they don't know anything about you, have not had time to build up that relationship. That's why it takes football recruiting, 2 or 3 years to really get going. Because these coaches have to build up relationships with these players' families, the players' coaches, all those kinds of things. So I think it bodes very well for Tennessee getting George McIntyre, which that would give them 3 quarterbacks into the following year with Nico, Jake Berklinger, and George McIntyre, 3 outstanding 5-star quarterbacks. That's pretty rare to have that quarterback going into next year if McIntyre does go ahead and sign Tennessee.
Great report, my friend. Thank you for being with us. Again, you're the man that got it all started. So thanks again from last week. Thanks again for today, and we'll talk to you next week, all right?
Well, I just want to congratulate you on your 2000th show. I appreciate you letting me be on the 2000th show. It's quite an honor for me to do that. I appreciate it, and congratulations. You're doing a great job. Keep it up.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate your friendship.
You too.
Yep.
Talk to you later.
You got it. Go Vols.
Go Vols.
Yep. Good man right there. Love him to death. We've been together a long time. Jeff Beverly, we appreciate him very much. And again, long time we've been together. Long time. So anyway, thanks to him. He was my sideline reporter back in the day when we were doing Dobbins Minute. And so we forged a friendship for these many years, and we appreciate him very much. And so, again, if you saw, I don't have all the wrinkles worked out yet, but we're trying to get this split screen. So it's, again, ideally I'd have somebody sitting over there, a producer, which I'm working on, to have all this set up, and I just go right to them. And I haven't got to that point yet, but I'm working on it. So I'm doing all this myself, and I don't really know what I'm doing. But we'll we'll plow through it. Hello to Tim Whaley, Jonathan, and Kim Morton. Thank you, sir. Very kind for your thoughts. Jonathan, you're a good man. Connie Foster says, happy 2000 show. Thank you, Bernice. Thank you, ma'am. Glenn McQueen, looking forward to the next 2000. Yep, you're very kind. Lauren Clemson, hello, lady. Thank you. And George Gwynn, my buddy, Container Man, ContainerManTN.com. It's interesting. I was going to talk about that coming up here in the next segment. We can do it now. You call him. He'll come drop off one of those containers. You fill it up and you'll haul it away. It's real simple. ContainerManTN.com is where you want to go to check him out and give him a phone call. Again, ContainerManTN.com. Let's see, I've got it right here. He's got them all over the Tri-Cities. The phone number is 431-9267. 431-9267 is the number to call. ContainerManTN.com. We appreciate George very much. And again, he says he loves what we're doing for him, and we appreciate that very much. And so thank you, George. You're very kind, sir. Looking forward to calling Abby a lot next fall in volleyball, or this fall now, coming up with the new year. So anyway, thank you. ContainerManTN.com is where you want to go. And again, whatever you got, debris, tires, trash, whatever you want to get rid of, all you got to do is call him. He'll bring the container. He'll drop it. You fill it up. He hauls it away. I mean, you can't make it any simpler than that. You don't have to get in a truck, take it to the dump, do any of that stuff. You just call him. He brings the container. He puts it where you want him to put it. You fill it up, and he hauls it away. Can't beat that, folks. ContainerManTN.com. NFL football today, the Steelers and the Bills playing at 4:30 in a snowy Buffalo at Highmark Stadium. And then also the Eagles in Tampa Bay tonight at Raymond James Stadium in Florida, where it's going to be much warmer. And so the winners of those will move on. The losers eliminated. I'm taking both the road teams to win today. I got the Eagles in Tampa Bay, and I got the Steelers to upset the Bills. Steelers going as the number 7 seed. The Bills the number 2 seed. I got the Bills getting upset, and I've got Philadelphia, the 5th seed, beating the 4th seed Tampa Bay on the other side, and that would be tonight at 8:15 on ABC. And so if you're a football junkie, got basketball too. We'll take a look at the NCAA Top 25 coming up here in a minute. But if you're a football junkie, you would want to watch these today. The Steelers and Buffalo at 4:30 on CBS, and the Eagles in Tampa Bay at 8:15 tonight on ABC. So there you go. By the way, the tickets, how about this? The tickets in Tampa Bay for the game tonight says buy tickets. Tickets starting at $625 a ticket for the Buccaneers and the Eagles tonight in Tampa. I'm sure it's going to be a sellout, but it ain't going to be cheap. If you're going to Buffalo, it's a whole lot cheaper when you got 3 to 5 feet of snow up there. It's so snowy up there, as we told you earlier in the show, they can't get the volunteers in to clear the stadium because they got snowed in. There was a mandatory no travel till daylight this morning in Buffalo in Orchard Park. And so you have 3 to 5 feet of snow. They were hiring people to come through. I guess they're up there doing it as we speak because the game's coming up in 3 hours. And so 3 or 4 hours now. What is it, 12:30? Yep. So it's about 4 hours from kickoff. They got folks up there right now going through with snow shovels through the stands, clearing out so people can come in there and sit. At some point, they got to open up the gates and let folks in there. So crazy, 3 to 5 feet of snow happening again in Buffalo. And so the governor said game will be played, game will go on, and so that's what they're getting ready for again in Buffalo for a 4:30 kickoff. Let me see if there's any changes on that. Let's see. Nope, it's on. So snow's still falling before the Steelers-Bills game. How about that? The snow is still falling. Wow. So let me read this real quick. Snow is still falling in Orchard Park, New York, home of the Bills. Snow is expected to taper off with precipitation dropping down to about 20% till 2 o'clock. Temperature is supposed to be, what's it saying here, between 16 and 18 degrees for kickoff. Wind chills will put you, let's see here, put you down below 0. By the way, the wind chill, down near below 0 on the wind. They've had at least 12 inches of snow since last night. In total, snow accumulations on Monday expect to be less than an inch, although at least 12 inches have already fallen as of Sunday night. They got a foot of snow. And so I've been saying 3 to 5 feet, but it's actually, that's in other parts of the upstate New York. But in Buffalo itself, a foot of snow, which is enough, try and get that cleared out and get ready for a football game. And so game time temperature is 15 to 18 degrees. Wind chill put it below that. And so how do you win that game? Ball control, obviously. And so I don't know if they have the heating system under the field like the Chiefs do. I would think they do in Buffalo, but I don't know that. As I told you earlier in the show, the Chiefs 3 or 4 years ago invested about $2.5 million to put an underground heating system. So in Saturday's game, it was a 50-degree temperature on the field itself. So I don't know how good that worked, but that was what was told. So it was bitterly cold in Kansas City. So I don't know if they'll have that kind of system under the field in Buffalo or not. I would think they would, because they're more conducive to snow and cold weather in Buffalo, obviously, than Kansas City year in and year out. So I would think they have something, but don't know. I do know they're playing at 4:30. It should be a fun one to watch. The Steelers and the Bills. And, again, I'm going for the Steelers on an upset. I don't know. I just think they're going to play better football than Buffalo. Buffalo's been hot and cold. They're an excellent team, but Josh Allen's been kind of iffy. I would think it'd be a fair statement. So consistent, yes, but also I think inconsistent at times as well. So we'll see. 4:30 and tonight, I think the Eagles will get it together. They've had several closed-door meetings in the Eagles locker room. I think they'll get it together, and I think they'll Mr. Fields will be on tonight, and I think you'll see an Eagles win over Tampa Bay in Florida. Forrest Holt joins us, scheduled next year on show number 2000 on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, in studio where it all began 9 years ago, right here. We'll be back after this from the Jewelers Bench on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Ooh, I like this. Whoa. All right. Tell us about this, would you please?
So that is Sterling Silver Pandora gift set, and it is $129. You get the necklace and the earrings.
So the knock that, jewelry stores are expensive, and they can be, depending on what you want to buy. But here, most of the stuff we've talked about, here's one coming out of the chute on this segment. What'd you say, $129?
Yep.
$129 for that. So, and she'll love that. Guarantee it. All right? Well, you want that
Yeah,
buy?
it all depends on what you want to spend, what
Sure.
you want to buy.
That's exactly right.
Price points everywhere.
Yep.
So these are rose gold, diamond hearts.
Rose gold, diamond. Ooh. Pretty.
And those are $399.
Got a little bling to them, got a little sparkle to them, but go to the store. Prettier in person. That's the new phrase that pays.
Prettier in person.
Prettier in person. So
Here is the pendant that matches them.
that's a country song. We ought to write that and go to Nashville.
We
Go
should.
honky tonkin'. She's prettier in person. There you go. Oh, this is very nice. Whoa.
So that's the necklace that matches them, and it's rose gold with diamonds. It is $299.
Is rose gold popular?
Yeah.
Very popular?
It
Okay.
is.
You have regular gold, regular silver, and then you've got rose gold.
Rose gold, white gold.
White gold, yeah.
Yep.
There you go. Gorgeous. Look at that. Price point again on that is
$299.
$299.
$299.
Yeah. So, all right.
And this is a paperclip ring,
Well, that's cool.
and it's yellow gold with diamonds.
That's unique.
Yep. Can you hear me?
Price point?
All right.
It is $399.
$399. Love it. Lots of options, folks. Lots of ideas for Valentine's Day. At the Jewelers Bench, the only full-service jewelry store in Elizabethton and Carter County, and you have geographically folks all over the place come in, don't
Yeah,
they?
we do.
Yeah.
Yep.
So every time I do a showdown, somebody's in there from a place like really Jonesboro, Johnson City. In there, last time I did a show, folks drove from Kingsport. How many jewelry stores you pass between Kingsport and Elizabethton? A lot.
Quite a few.
Lot. They come to the Jewelers Bench. All right. What about this?
So that is a sterling silver necklace with the heart and the moon, and on the back it says "I love you to the moon and back," and it is $99.
Love you to the moon and back. $99. Love it. That's awesome. Okay.
Another Valentine's piece.
Look at that. Another little sparkle. Again, it's prettier in person, but it's got a little bling to it.
Yep. White gold with diamonds, $249.
$249. So virtually everything we're talking about here is probably under $300, under $400. Everything
Yeah,
we're talking
besides
about.
the bracelet.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. So we got.
And this is a lock and key,
Oh.
sterling silver with diamonds.
Oh, that's cool. Never seen that before.
Yep.
Lock
Yeah,
and
I'm in
key.
my
She got the
weight
key to your
room.
heart.
Key to your heart. Yep.
And it's 169.
169 for that. All right.
And then the last one is kind of the same thing, but it's got the heart lock with the key. And it is also $169. Sterling silver and diamonds.
Love it.
I
All this
appreciate it.
available
I'm
from the
glad to be
Jewelers
on
Bench,
here.
folks, here in Elizabethton.
And
Hours are open.
Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 6, and Saturday, 9:30 to 4.
Social media.
Social media is Facebook and Instagram. And website is jewelersbench10.com.
There you go. Folks, they do it right. Where do I get all my jewelry? At the Jewelers Bench, the only full-time, full-service jewelry store in Elizabethton and Carter County, and a proud sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. And back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We are live here again in studio where it all got started. And with me is the man. Is he fun to work with or what? He's fun to work with. Our athletic director, Elizabethton High School, Forrest Holt. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
Afternoon, Tom. Doing good. I'm sitting here watching it snow a little bit.
Coming down a little bit. Yep. Let it snow. Let it snow. Let it snow. So lots going on, Elizabethton Athletics. Again, this is a 2000 show. I wanted him to be on because he's the best I've ever worked with. We've talked about this. He hates me to say it. I don't care. I've been at this a long time. He's the best athletic director I've ever worked with as far as just whatever it took. Case in point, for you to see the basketball game Saturday night in Unicoi, he met me Saturday morning. I think it was Saturday morning. Yeah, it's all coming together. Yeah, Saturday morning. He met me at the school. Made sure I got a camera to take out to Irwin to do the ball game. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a camera because school was out on Friday, and so we closed early and all that. So anyway, that's the kind of guy he is. He does whatever we can to help promote the kids. Thursday night, he and I were poolside doing the senior swim meet. We're going to talk about that in a moment with the Elizabethton swim team. So he is a trooper. We're lucky to have him, in my humble opinion, because he does all these things both in front and behind the scenes to promote our kids at Elizabethton High School. So I wanted on the show number 2000 to have him on to simply say thank you for what you do to make this show so easy for me, and also the ball games at night with the Cyclones to make it so easy. So thank you, sir. I wanted to publicly thank you again.
Tom, you're welcome. And I also want to thank you for just your friendship and, all that you do to promote our wonderful kids and our coaches. And again, like you said, we do all these things to promote our kids. And so the kids and the community love you, and I do as well. And we're just glad that you're part of our community. And congratulations on your 2000th show.
Amen, brother. Give me goosebumps. So, yep, it's a fun run. I had a great time at all the other schools I've been at. There's no question, but there's something just something extra special about Elizabethton High School and the Elizabethton community, and that's no throw off any other stops I've been at, because I've been at a lot of them. But there's just something different about Betsy. I love it, love it, love it, love being around these kids and the community and promoting the Cyclones and the teams they play. The cool thing for me is, I'll get into the Hall of Fame coming up next year, but cool thing for me is, and it happened the other night when we played Unicoi County and the swim meet, we had people that from the other schools, sending me something on the tablet saying thank you. There was a lady, Liam Cannon's grandmother. I want to make sure I got this right. I don't have it in front of me, but that, said thank you, because otherwise we have never been able to see him swim because they live out of state. And so, see, that's what works for me. That's what flips my trigger. If it's a junior Cyclones, if it's softball, if it's a wrestling coming up on Saturday, if it's a swim meet, whatever, to let not only our kids' parents and grandparents and whomever watch it, but the other kids too, and their parents and grandparents. And so that's the whole point of this, is promote these kids on both schools, be positive about it. I don't have to get on there and run somebody down. If Forrest Holt runs down the field and trips and falls and doesn't catch a football, I don't need to tell everybody he's a bozo. He knows he's a bozo, because you don't have to run these kids down. People know, and they're just kids, for crying out loud. So anyway, I just want to say thanks. That's the cool thing about this for me. So jump in and tell me what's going on with the Hall of Fame. We're supposed to have it tonight. It's been scrapped for the weather. Tell us what's going on.
Right. So the Hall of Fame was originally scheduled tonight at 6 o'clock at the high school. But we concerned with people's safety, and the roads, they're clear now, but they're going to be probably pretty rough later. So we decided to postpone to another day. We don't have that date yet, but we'll look and see what works for everybody, and just kind of get out of this bad weather and then come back and honor these people. This year's Hall of Fame inductees are Lauren Brickey, graduate of Elizabethton and men's softball, and Ethan Thomas, record-setting running back at Elizabethton High School, played for Coach Witten. Mike Wilson, head basketball coach for the Cyclones and athletic director at Elizabethton in his day. And then another young man, I'll call him, James Ellis, I believe class of 62, I think. And he's just done all kinds of things. Really, really interesting individual. Ended up going to the Naval Academy. Coast Guard Academy. But just a really, his resume is impressive. All of them are. But so we'll postpone to another date and recognize those individuals.
Ethan Thomas, if you go to the Tennessee High School football record book, Ethan Thomas from Elizabethton has 6 records still standing. And so it's incredible. And so one of my goals is to he's been hard to track down, but now that I know he's going to be in this Hall of Fame, I want to get him on the show and he's one of the legends of Cyclone football. He still has 6 records in the Tennessee football all-time record book still standing. Him and Logan Birchfield, the place kick grabs, went in there too, as does Bryson Rollins. So Ethan Thomas will be inducted. Lauren Brickey could beat the cover off that softball, they told me back in the day. Coach Wilson was the athletic director for a number of years and also coached, obviously. And the fourth one was, I don't know Mr. Ellis, but 4 good ones. And so it'll be induction. It'll be in the Commons at Elizabeth when we reschedule. Is that right?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, that's not going to happen tonight. Basketball tomorrow night. We got a homecoming, pretty girls and handsome guys in a basketball game at Tennessee High. Still pretty much up in the air at this point?
Well, it's up in the air. I mean, I'm not going to make any calls on the show, but we're looking at the weather. I mean, it obviously one option would be if the weather's too bad, we can push the game out another maybe to Wednesday and pick another day for homecoming. But we'll evaluate the situation this afternoon with our administration and look at how it's going to look tomorrow and school and how that's going to work. So we'll work together, and then we'll push that information out hopefully this afternoon. So
yep, as soon as I get it, I'll pass it on. We're doing the show here again tomorrow here in the Tom Doda Sports Show studio. I guess what it is, makeshift bedroom back in the day. So hello, John Lee. Hello to Bobby Dickin, Katina Brickey, Coach Brian Jenkins, Gary Taylor, Pete Taylor, Chris Williams. Hello, lady. Rick Ranson down in Pensacola watching. Jim Forgy, hello, sir. Thank you. Says congratulations. Also, Connie Foster, Jonathan Morton. Thank you, folks, so much. Coach, you pull down past the school. You look at that softball field. It's looking good. Even with some snow on top of that artificial turf, it's looking good. Tell us about it.
Well, I mean, it's exciting. It's an exciting time to be at Elizabethton. We've got some awesome capital projects going on right now. And coming up, and the softball field being one of those, and that is completed. Just a little bit of fencing and netting to put up, but the turf infield is down. The outfield has just been recently redone and leveled, and we put about 25 tons of beautiful white sand in the outfield to level it up, and the grass is green. Coach Harden did a lot of work, but it is a really nice field. And when we throw the first pitch this spring, the softball team is going to really enjoy their new facility. And so it's exciting time for sure, and it's really beautiful.
Baseball teams getting an infield along with the River Riders. Both they share the field down at the River Riders Northeast Community Credit Union Ballpark, but getting an artificial turf infield down there too.
Right, and it's going to look really different if you've been down there before. They completely took away the backstop, moved it up. Gave you a lot more walking space behind home plate, and that whole backstop is now, it's going to be a little knee wall for the backstop and then netting all the way around so you can really get good access and view to the field. And then also it'll shorten that backstop up. And then, of course, the infield turf is going to look really, really good. They've Again, they're on the backstop wall working on that now. They've already got the drainage and the gravel poured on the infield, and then of course they're going to have to come in, construct the mound, and then lay the turf down. And so it's really closer to being finished than it is, when we started. So it's looking great.
Absolutely. We're talking to Forrest Holt. Hello, Clay Minton. Hello, TJ Little. Hello, John Lee. John Lee says it's a great list for the Hall of Fame. It is. Absolutely it is. By the way, Superintendent Van Huss said, can you come stream it tonight? We rescheduled. I said, of course, but not a basketball game. Would love to. So our plans to come and stream the Hall of Fame as per the Soup's request. I said, yeah, absolutely want to do that. We're going to talk about the new field house, if you will, coming up in a second. But how special is Elizabethton? I said this all fall. How many places, when you're begging and pleading and hoping to get fans in the stands for football, how many places are building more seats for the football stadium? We did it back in the fall. We added what? How many more, Coach? 500 seats, is that right?
But for the student section, I think it's probably about 200, a little over 200 seats on the new student section. But that also opened up some season tickets and a couple general admission rows in Section A. So, it added, between the two, 300 or so seats, but it really made a difference this year. The students had their own section.
Yep.
Sign up, said the storm shelter, and they're in the end zone beside the band. So it really made for I think a great atmosphere. The kids seemed to really enjoy it. And then the spectators in Section A really enjoyed it. So, again, just really improved the atmosphere and the experience there. And that's what it's all about. And, unfortunately, we only had 3 home games, but next year we've already got 6 home games on the schedule. So we look to really enjoy that and have some fun.
The first 4 at home next year: Science Hill, Morristown West, Granger, and what's the 4th? And Daniel Boone, I guess. So I think that's what it's supposed to be. Is that
at home and Sullivan East at home?
At East, yep. So excitement already talking about football, but we've got winter sports to go through, obviously, and spring sports. So tell us again, give us the update on the, I call it the field house. It's not what it is, but the new building getting ready to break ground here later this spring is very exciting in Elizabethton. It'll be nothing like it Northeast Tennessee. Tell us about it.
Yeah, and you just said it. There's nothing around this area, region, and even in this regional area within the states that has an indoor athletic facility, training facility for all students. And we're talking about another full-size basketball court, a new weight room floor space, 30 by 90 feet roughly, and then 30 yards of turf. And, of course, when it comes to fruition, it's going to be unbelievable. It's a great, a little over 16,000 square feet is what our plan is. Again, we're in the planning stages, hoping to, break ground here coming up soon, maybe late spring. But it's so exciting because of what it's going to allow us to do. Weather won't be a factor for, sports or PE classes or, ROTC in the day. And so our classes are going to be able to use it. We'll be able to train in it after school. Bad weather, we'll be able to go in on the turf, or basketball, volleyball, be able to practice after school and not stay late. So sharing the one gym that we have now. So it's just, it's going to be amazing. It really is.
It is going to be amazing. Nothing like it in Northeast Tennessee. Hello to Coach Jerry White. Loved Coach White. Legendary coach in Hampton says, yay for 2000. Thank you, Chad and Macy Odom. Thank you. And again, this show is all about you all being with me for 9 years, started here in this room. And, I give the Lord and the Holy Spirit credit because it ain't me. And this show's going to go as far as he wants it to go, and it continues to grow. And so, as again, I'm not bragging. I'm just very proud of the fact. Last week, Facebook said we had 18,000 views last week, had over 100,000 the month of November. So it ain't me, folks. It's him. And we want to give him the proper credit and honor. So it continues to grow. And so thanks, Coach White. Appreciate you very much. Coach, you and I did a swim meet the other night, which was really cool. We saw 4 school records get broke. Love promoting the swim team. You talking about a grueling, grinding sport.
Those kids get in the pool, not just at Elizabeth and all the schools in the area. They're in the pool twice a day. They're in before school. They're going to be in the pool 6:30, whenever they can get in there, whatever time it's supposed to be. They swim, they get out, obviously get dried off, go to class, and come back in the afternoon and do it again. So love promoting swimming in our area. I don't think it gets enough publicity. We're doing our best to do that here on my show. So you and I were there for the senior night swim meet. It was really cool. It was Cherokee, Volunteer, Providence Academy, and the Cyclones, and we set 4 school records that night. It was really awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you picked a swim meet to cover, and you know, swim meets are always exciting, but that was one of the most exciting I've watched, especially when kids are just performing their best. The entire team basically performed with personal records, PRs. And then, like you said, several school records broken, a couple swimmers additionally qualified for more events at the state swim meet. So, and it was senior night, of course, and it was really a showcase of all the work that they put in. And, you know, again, great to see those guys be streamed and get some recognition. You know, our numbers in swim, since Coach Broussard showed up on the scene, now time goes by so fast. I want to say maybe like it's been 3 or 4 years already. It's hard to say, but since she's shown up, our numbers have just grown. Our little summer community involvement swim program has grown. Swim lessons. So, you know, we've really put a lot of time and effort and focus on growing our swim program and our numbers. And so we're to a point now where our numbers are growing, and middle school and high school have some great numbers. So again, very exciting sport. My daughter swims. She's on the middle school swim team. It's fun to watch. So I had a lot of fun doing that with you the other night. I appreciate it.
Yep. And the girls medley, they set the school record, broke it. It's been up there for 25 years, broke it the other night. And then what was really cool, as I said earlier in our visit, Sophia James's aunt was watching down in Cleveland, Tennessee, and she said otherwise they wouldn't be able to get up and see him. She couldn't get from Cleveland to watch her, and so she said her and I think her nieces or cousins were down there screaming at the screen when they were swimming to break the record. So that's what does it for me. And so to be able to get these kids out there, promoting them back to their loved ones, you can like and share anything we do. And so that was another night of saying thank you to, last name was I can't remember first name, Miss Curry. I know from Cleveland, Tennessee. She was Sophia James's aunt. So that was neat to be able to put that in the position where she could watch it. Hello to Bob Plummer. Plummer was with me on the plane crash. We were roommates on the ETSU plane crash back in the day when we crashed down in Jasper, Alabama. And so he's watching the show, the Bopper, we called him. And I'll never forget the morning of the plane crash. We're getting ready to pack and catch the bus out to the airport. And so in the hotel on the TV on the movie was airport. And he says, look here, Taylor, that's what's going to happen to us today. We're going to crash. We're just being stupid, acting flip. So little did we know that he was prophetic, because that's exactly what happened. So hello, Bob, watching the show. Love him to death. Great guy. And so we, for forever, will say we shared a room together, and ill-fated the day after the plane crash. He put us in a hotel. So, and before that as well, we roomed together on the ETSU plane crash. So hello to my buddy Bob Plummer. Coach, and so we talked basketball, we talked spring sports. We've got wrestling coming up scheduled this Saturday, the John Clark Classic. Tell us about that. We're going to stream that too.
Yeah, so another sport that, man, if you haven't watched it, you're missing out. So wrestling is an exciting sport. It's very different, a lot of action, very intense, and we've got a really good team that's growing. It's a young team. We've got a good-sized middle school team. Numbers are growing. But we have a home wrestling match before the 20th. We have one on the 18th, Thursday the 18th, with Sullivan East and Greenville at home. And then the 20th, we have the big clock tournament at Elizabethton High School. We'll have probably 3 or 4 mats down, and there'll be, probably 10 schools there participating. And so it's they'll be wrestling all day long. So if you got some time that you can make it out there, again, if you've not seen wrestling, it's really awesome. And those kids, you talk about hard work too. Swimming and wrestling are two things that, man,
Yep.
the exertion that you put out in practice is second to none. And so kudos to all those kids that participate in swimming and wrestling and really invest a lot of their time and effort. And so they're deserving that you guys come out and watch them, or watch on Tom Taylor stream on Saturday.
On Saturday, you got it. And Deuce Morton, who won 3 state wrestling championships and played football, I think he was an all-time leading tackler in football for the Cyclone football team, said, dude, he said, ain't nothing like out there on that mat. He said, football is tough. He said, you're out there getting after it for, 6 minutes? Is that right? 2 minutes? Or
if it goes the full length, it's mentally and physically exhausting. And it's one of those sports too. Can't look around and blame anybody. You're the only one out there. So
that's it. If you stub your
shows, and if you haven't, it shows. So it's a great sport.
We were told to say Elena got a record holder as well. So your daughter set a record. Is that correct in the pool?
Is on the relay team that I hope I don't have it wrong, but I believe it's the 200 freestyle relay. And I think one more, but I think they got 2. She's on 2 of the relay teams that have school records for T.A. Duggar. So her, and then it's 3. She's a 7th grader and 3 other 8th graders. Really talented group, middle school swimmers coming up, including my daughter, and she's got 2 more years. But the 8th grade group is coming up next year's a large class. They're very talented. So again, lots of great swimmers in our program that we look forward to seeing in high school.
And of course, I'm talking to the Dancing with the Stars champion too. So Elena set some records, and Forrest Holt went over there and won it last year. The 3rd or 4th guy from Elizabeth to win it? Sean Witten won it. Dr. Justin Smith won it. You won it. Who's the 4th guy? Somebody else won it.
There was another name, and I apologize that
I drew a blank. Somebody else won it too, but you 3 guys went over and won Dancing with the Stars. He was cutting the rug. In fact, I've got that video, and I told Carrie the other day, we got to put that up there. We got to play that, and you ain't ever going to live that down, because he was cutting the rug out there on the floor and did a great job. Now, before I let you go, you're a football guy. We got 2 today. Give me your take. The Steelers and the Bills at 4:30 this afternoon in Buffalo. You like Pittsburgh, or you like the Buffalo Bills at home?
Well, I tell you what, my in-laws and my wife and my daughter and my son are all Steelers fans.
Yep.
Father-in-law's from Altoona. So we're going to be pulling for the Steelers in Buffalo as the underdog. Although I am a fan of Buffalo, I like Josh Allen, but we're going to hope the Steelers come out with it.
Yep. I'm predicting the Steelers. I've said it all day and all weekend. Steelers behind Mason Rudolph. I think Mike Tomlin gets a signature win here. You saw what the Packers did to the Cowboys. You can go to the other man's field and beat them. And so I'm predicting a Steelers upset this afternoon. Tonight, the Eagles going to Tampa Bay to battle the Buccaneers. They played earlier in the season down in Tampa. The Eagles won that one. So can Philadelphia do it again, or will Tampa Bay get the win today or tonight?
Well, I think the Eagles had an unbelievable season. They kind of tapered off at the end, which you don't want to see. But I'm going Eagles for this one. I think they beat Tampa Bay, and they're still a really talented team. And so I'm going to pick the Eagles.
There you go. I appreciate you. It is a day off for all the schools. The banks are closed. Post offices are closed. It's snowing outside. Good time just to kick back. And I want to get Coach Holt on. And so as soon as you make a determination about the homecoming game, just let me know, and I'll pass it on. Coach, thank you, sir. Love you, brother. Your brother in Christ. And we'll talk soon, all right?
Thank you, Tom. See you.
Yep. Love him. He's a good man right there. Hello to Melissa Stressman. Thank you. So see if I can hit this right here and not mess up. And boom. He's gone. There you go. And go back to that one, and boom. I'm learning how to do this. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Swanee, it's okay. I'm not as bad about it as I thought it was. All right. We're going to talk to Carrie before we get out of here. But first, top 25 college basketball. Let's run down it from Saturday. Kind of review what happened. Tennessee, of course, beat Georgia by 85-79. Wisconsin won. 15th ranked Wisconsin won. 7th ranked North Carolina. The Tar Heels are cooking. They blew out Syracuse 103-67. Also winning, 22nd ranked Creighton. Texas A&M beat Kentucky in overtime. Number 6 Wildcats got beat Saturday. Oklahoma 9th ranked Sooners go down Saturday.
Kansas beat them. That's not an upset. Kansas is higher seeded, number 3, beat them by 12. San Diego State did get beaten. New Mexico beat them. They're 19 in the country. The polls come out later today and first thing in the morning, depending on the weather. And it will be interesting to see the juggling at the top. Houston loses twice in the last week. So you know the Cougars going to drop. Purdue beat Penn State on Saturday. Utah State won, 20th ranked. Clemson, 21st ranked, won. 18th ranked BYU won. 11th ranked Duke gets a W. 15th ranked Auburn won. 25th ranked Texas upset by West Virginia by a 3-point score, 76-73. As we told you, TCU defeated Houston by 1. 8th ranked Arizona loses on Saturday. 14th ranked Baylor gets a W. And let's see, that was all for Saturday. Yesterday, top 25, UConn. There was one upset. Illinois goes down. 10th ranked Illini. So there's going to be a big shuffling when the polls come out later today and either later today or tomorrow, depending on the weather. Illinois goes down. Maryland beat them by 9 out of the Big Ten. 13th ranked Memphis yesterday, defeating Wichita State, blew them out 112-86. It was 24th ranked Florida Atlantic, winning by 13 yesterday, and 4th ranked UConn with a 13-point win over Georgetown in men's top 25 college basketball. One game on tap tonight. You have 11th ranked Marquette hosting Villanova tonight at Marquette, and we'll let you know how that goes tomorrow. We'll be back here tomorrow with the show. We'll take a quick break, come right back. We are here in studio. Hello to Mary Duggar. Thank you for watching. Melina Stressman, thank you. Ryan Presnell, coach, is watching. Love him. So show number 2000, where it all started, right here in the old makeshift studio, the Tom Taylor studio. We converted a bedroom into a studio with, back 9 years ago, trust me, a rinky-dink camera, a rinky-dink computer, and a rinky-dink headset. Remember, there's times I'd have to hit it to get it to work, because when I bought the rock-bottom bargain basement equipment, because I thought I'd just try this and see what the heck happens. So I'll give this 3 or 4 months, see what happens. If it doesn't work, I'll go back to doing what I was doing. Well, again, we're still rocking into show number 2000. We're very excited about that. And so we'll take a quick break, come right back, and we will, let's see if I can get this right here. Let's do this right here. We'll be right back after this on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Furniture. Tell folks out there what Cannon Furniture is all about, would you please?
We are a local family-owned small business. We have a full line of furniture and bedding, living room, dining room, recliners, mattresses, you name it. We have it. We also do custom lines of furniture.
Some of the product lines you carry are?
We have Bassett, England, Ashley, Benchcraft, Barca Lounger, and Sealy, Simmons, Tempur-Pedic, Serta, Beauty Rest, Sierra Sleep. And there's a new one coming soon, but I'll keep that one quiet until it gets here.
To the appropriate time. Hours are open at Cannon Furniture.
Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday, 9 to 5.
They rely a lot on social media. How can we find you on social media?
You can find us on Facebook or Instagram at Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings.
Yep. One of our great sponsors is Cyclone Sports. Check them out, folks. Again, be loyal, buy local, and buy at Betsy in downtown Elizabeth. And the great folks are right here, Cannon's Furniture.
I'm Dr. Beth Cannon with Cannon Family Dental. I've been in practice here for going on 11 years now. We do offer Invisalign here, which is basically an alternative to traditional braces. Invisalign's a wonderful option for adults especially, but we also have a lot of teenagers that are really benefiting from Invisalign because they don't want to deal with braces at school. Some of them are embarrassed by having the metal. So we've had a lot of patients coming to us saying, am I a good candidate? I promise I'll wear them like I'm supposed to. And to be honest, the ones we have in Invisalign right now have been fantastic patients. It's a real straightforward product. We monitor your progress just to make sure everything's going how it needs to be going. And I'm sure you've seen the commercials on TV for the alternatives to Invisalign, but most of those can cause us a lot of problems that you aren't even aware of if you're trying to kind of take it on yourself. So we highly recommend that you see a dentist and we can make sure there's no problems happening. Most of the time it's either there's a lot of crowding with your teeth, especially on the lower, or there's a lot of unwanted spacing between your teeth. that's causing food to get trapped and things like that you want to correct, because everybody wants that Hollywood smile. And Invisalign is an amazing way to be able to get to that point. So if you're interested in Invisalign or you just have some questions, definitely feel free to call the office and set up an appointment. Our consultations for Invisalign are at no cost. We would love to have you come in and get to meet everyone and make sure that's something that you're really interested in doing.
The cabinetry, tell me about that.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we sell a lot of cabinets. We've got a number of different vendors we buy from Matrix to Vision to Pro Select. Every cabinet pretty much that we order, and even our unfinished stock, are all wood cabinetry. So you're not having to worry about particle board sides, particle board backs, drawers that are made out of particle board that if they get a little wet, they start swelling and coming apart. There is a lot of different finishes and styles, from flat panel to raised panel to, real decorative, even the special colors, the navies. And we've even got one now that's close to a Carolina blue, if you're a big Carolina fan, as far as that goes. And, you can get a lot of different amenities. You can get the soft close doors and drawers. You can get pull-out trays for trash bins and things of that nature. And, there's just a lot of different options. We can come out and measure for you if you would like, do a computer layout, give it to you that's got a frontal view, a top view, side views, however you want to look at it, and things of that nature. And, and also if you need us, we can deliver the cabinets right straight to your job site and you're ready to go.
Customer service, folks, what it's all about. Be loyal, buy locals who are thinking of cabinetry. Think Big John's Closeouts. What's the general phone number?
Well, they can call us at 423-542-4755.
And on social media, how do we find you?
At BigJohn'sCloseouts.com, and also for cabinets in particular, they can email questions or even their layout or, just general information that they want to know to cabinets at BigJohn'sCloseouts.com.
There you go. And they're even open on Saturday. The hours are open during the week, Monday through Friday?
7:30 to 6 and Saturday 8 to 4.
There you go. Be loyal, buy local, support this gentleman, and of course the money, when you spend it there, he turns right around and spends it right back into our economy, coming to Port Travis, putting gas in his car, going out and buying clothes for the kids, grandkids, whatever the case may be. The money stays here, and it's got really the domino effect. So it stays right here. Be loyal, buy local, support this gentleman and his great company. We do. Again, Mike Barnett and the good folks at Big John's Closeouts, proud sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports.
And back in the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we're going to go get Coach Presnell on tomorrow. I want to get him settled in. He wants to be on the show, and I want him on the show, but we'll get him on tomorrow. Wait until you see the 2024 list. Some more Elizabethton folks on Dancing with the Stars 2024. Awesome. That's great. Congratulations to 2,000. Rick Ransom down in Pensacola. Hello, Della Campbell. Thank you for being with us. So we'll take one more break here. I want to get Carrie on here. Carrie's been so instrumental in changing the show in some. Well, I couldn't do the split screen if it wasn't for her. So everything we're doing to make this show better is all because of her, and I just want to get her on real quick and say thank you to her, and we'll do that right after this from one of our brand new sponsors, and we'll do that. We have a waiting list of sponsors, which we're very proud of, and so we give all the credit to the good Lord. So let's come right back after this to the Tom Taylor Sports Show. On to Travis Constable again with TNS Home Improvements. Tell me what it's all about, sir.
Well, we build decks, do porches, roofing, underpinning under mobile homes, a little bit of remodel work, but with the decks and roofing, we just try to stick on that end of things.
Absolutely. And so they've been at it for how many years now?
We've been at it for a little over 3 years now.
3 years. TNS Home Improvements. They go all over the Tri-Cities. You take quotes. You're licensed and bonded, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
So I make the phone call. Let's step me through real quick. I make the phone call, get a hold of you, so we're going to come out and see what you got going on and tell me what do you do, take it from there. What happens next?
I'll schedule a day and time to come out and speak with you and give you an estimate, and you just have to say yay or nay, and then we put you on the schedule.
Social media, how do we find you?
Facebook.
Yep. And the phone number is?
423-946-8432.
They've been at it, folks. Again, started with a drill and a Chevy, what was it, Chevy Blazer?
Chevy Trailblazer.
Trailblazer. And now they're up to 5 full-time employees and four part-time employees. They're going great guns. They want to help you. Let them come give you a quote on what you need. TNS Home Improvements, sponsor of the Tom Douglas Sports Show and Elizabeth and Cyclone Sports. Folks in Port Travis Deli, it's football time in Tennessee, as the late John Ward said. So Friday night, going to the ball game, come by and get your sandwiches. Tell us how you can help us.
Hey, just give us a call, 543-6128, and tell us what you like. White dark bread, we've got ham, turkey, roast beef, corned beef, pastrami, make a good steak sandwich. You want some chicken salad, some pickles and eggs. You know, if you just want a snack, some people just like to snack at the ball game, don't really want to eat a big meal. We can take care of that for you. We got chips and drinks if you want to pack your cooler or whatever. Got anything you need.
Yep, 543-6128 is what you call, or the number you call, and he'll have it ready for you. So if you're heading to the game, how much time should we allow you to get them ready?
Usually about 10 to 15 minutes is a pretty good time.
Yep, 10 or 15 minutes.
About 10
ready.
15 minutes, we'll take care of you.
Yep, ready to go. 543-6128. Again, it will be an excellent opportunity to come by and get some great food.
Yep, love to serve you.
Love to serve you, absolutely. How do you find us on social media?
We got a Facebook page. You can look us up there, leave us some feedback, give us a like.
Yep. Friday night football, Saturday football, whenever you need sandwiches, here's the place to come. Port Travis Deli at 543-6128, one of our great sponsors here on Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back on the Tom Douglas Sports Show, so we're going to get them on tomorrow. I think is what we'll do. We've got we'll get her planned tomorrow. Bryce Van Huss is going to join us tomorrow. Ryan President, Bryce will give us a preview of the Tennessee-Florida basketball game tomorrow night down at Thompson Bowling. Bryce is the manager of the Tennessee men's basketball team from Elizabeth, of course, and so we'll get him on tomorrow. We'll get Coach President on tomorrow, and we'll get Carrie on tomorrow, too. I want to say thanks to her publicly for what she's done. So, it's just, what's it say? So, what we got here? See what it says. Okay. Let's try one more time so we can get this to work. I want this to try and go, so just bear with me. This is why I'm telling you, technology. I'm not very good at it. I need a producer, so maybe that's what we can get next. But anyway, let's do this real quick. I'll try one more time, and we'll be right back after this. Ford of Elizabeth and Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
So here's the deal. An opportunity presented itself for me to come check the dealership out. They said it might be for sale. My wife, my mother-in-law, both of my sisters happened to come last September, and we ended up at the Covered Bridge event, and we just thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, it was a blast. We weren't planning on being there for that. It just so happened the time that we came, the Covered Bridge event was going on, and we just loved it. We loved the community. We loved the energy, the vibe, and we felt like it would be a great opportunity for us to serve the community. Because every time I look at a store, I always look at how can we improve the community, how can we create jobs, how can we improve the business, and the upside was so tremendous in the Elizabethton community. I just felt like we could come make a big difference, and we've been able to do it.
You have. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram of Elizabethton. Social media, how do we find you?
So Ford of Elizabethton, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram of Elizabethton. We're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. We're everywhere, and we're ready to serve the community, sell cars, and make some happy customers.
Amen. What's the hours you're open, sir?
So we're open at 7:37 in service, and we're open at 8:30 in sales. We stay open till 7.
Our title sponsor, the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, Ford of Elizabethton, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we'll get him in. We'll get Kerry on tomorrow for sure. But here he is, our baseball coach. What do I call you, Klondike, Yukon, or Klondike? What is your name?
Yukon Cornelius.
That's it, Yukon Cornelius. He's got our live weather report out here buzzing around. Coach Presnell, I like the beard, by the way. Where are you? What's the roads like? There's little Caroline behind you. There's your roads okay?
Yeah, I got an accident over here and all kinds of interesting stuff going on, but it's not bad.
All right.
Luckily, I'm in good hands with my sister driving. She's going a little fast.
Yeah.
But we'll be okay.
All right. Hey, I want to get you on the show just simply to say thanks. Again, 2,000 shows. You're the reason I'm in Elizabeth, and I tell people that all the time. Everybody's heard that story time and time again, I think. But you asked me to come do the baseball games, and I did, and kind of mushroomed into everything else. And now we're doing swimming and wrestling and softball, and what we're going to do, we're going to try and pull off the conference track and field meet this year. So in the spring there in behind the school at the track. So we're trying to do everything we can to promote these kids. Baseball, of course, is your baby, and you guys are getting ready for the upcoming season. Pretty exciting stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, we always have this talk about every January. Hard to believe if you look outside, and it's just around the corner. So it's coming quick. Got a lot of facilities things going on, trying to get those wrapped up for the preseason. Hopefully we're able to make it with those things and get those things running and opened and ready for these guys to
selfishly promote the auction is coming up here in a couple of weeks. Tell us about that.
Yeah, February 3rd, we're doing it again. So we're going to start serving breakfast around 8:30. Tickets are $7. They get you breakfast, get you in the door, get you a bidder's number. Of course, anybody can come bid if they want, but we just sell the tickets to. Obviously, we don't make a whole lot of money with those being as cheap as they are, but we just sell the tickets to try to bring awareness to it. So a lot of big items, vacations. We're trying to get a vehicle right now. We're thinking we may be able to sell a car. So we're doing a lot of big things, trying to make the money. And the thing is, over the last 4 or 5 years, everybody's seen the inflation. Sporting goods are through the roof. Travel is through the roof, and we're trying to make a little extra money just to make ends meet these days. It's gotten a lot more expensive in the last 4 or 5 years. So it's a big deal, and just to come out and support those kids. And we start practice about a week and a half before that, so it's kind of our kickoff to our season, really.
Absolutely. February the 3rd, going to be in the Commons at Elizabethton High School. We're going to have him back on and talk more about that. So last year you had what, hundreds and hundreds of baskets, didn't you?
Yeah, we had 222 items last year. So those baskets can have anywhere from 2 items in them to 5 items in them. And so it's anywhere. Stuff will go from $10 to $15 all the way up to $3,000-$4,000. And so there's something for every budget. And we're going to be doing the silent auction online again this year. So if the weather does this right here, we'll still be having the auction, and everything will still be a go, and people from out of town can bid. We'll ship the goods to them. But it's a really good format. COVID made us get a little better, and we use that, and we continue to use that online platform today.
I want to find out about that redneck camo Cyclone baseball cap. I need one of those. I'll ask you about that in a moment. Let's talk about Evan Carter. What a year, what a kid, representing Cyclone baseball. Not only Elizabeth and Tri-Cities, even the whole state of Tennessee. Everybody's fell in love with Evan Carter, and with good reason. What's the latest on him?
I actually got to spend probably about 45 minutes with him talking ball the other day. I went down to work down at the field. I think it was Friday evening, and he was down there just working out. And he came in the office, and we probably talked just ball for 30, 45 minutes, different guys' swings, and what the outlook is for him, and the outlook is for our program, and all the similarities and differences in between. So he's healthy, but ready to go. You know, he's 21 years old, man. I can barely remember what it felt like to play baseball back then, but you know, he's ready to go, and what he did at the end of last year, he can sustain that. And you know, I think as people try to find ways to get him out, I think it'll be easier for him because he kind of sees what people are going to try to do before they even try to do it. So I'm looking forward to seeing an entire season of professional baseball for him that's going to be on TV and easy for us to watch. It'll be a lot of fun.
That fateful Sunday when you came up and tapped me on the shoulder at that restaurant, Elizabeth, and said, "Hey, would you come to our baseball games?" I had no clue who you were, and the rest is history. So I owe Jim Vault got me started on this show. I owe to Ryan Presnell a great debt of gratitude because that tap on the shoulder has got me into Elizabethton. And I think it's been 5 or 6. How many years have we been getting ready to do baseball? It was when Garrett Hartley was a senior. So how many years ago has that been?
That was 2017, so this will be our 7th season together, brother.
Wow, 7 years in Betsy. Love it. So love you, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for the weather update. Love the beard. How do I get me a camo baseball cap? Can we buy those?
This is a squirrel hunting special. I don't know. So unless you go in the woods with me, you ain't getting one.
I'm not going to the woods with you, sir. So
you don't even You are the tree.
That's it. I'm the tree and you're the squirrel. I got you. Man, I love you. Thank you. I'm so honored to call Cyclone Sports an all-star with your baseball team. So thank you. Getting ready for another great year of baseball and softball and track. We got wrestling coming up Saturday. We did a swim meet last week. We got basketball, of course, coming up when we get back to basketball. So love it. Thank you, sir. Plus, he helped me do color in the football press box for a couple of years. So he and I have been entangled together a lot of times in his 7 years. So thank you again, sir. Love you. Thanks for being my buddy, being a brother in Christ.
Amen, brother. Love you too. Let's knock the snow off and get to baseball season.
There you go. Go Cyclones.
All right. Hey, go Packers too.
All right.
I had to Cowboy friends.
That's it.
See you, Tom.
Yes, sir. Good man right there. Appreciate it very much. There you go. So, yep, Packers embarrassed the Cowboys. Wow. As I said earlier in the show, I'll be surprised if McCarthy survives because Jerry Jones was very, I guess would be the word opinionated. Not opinionated, just very disappointed and very animated in his thoughts of the fact that they got beat the way they got beat. 13 years now, the Cowboys have stubbed their toe in the postseason. So, you know, Jerry Jones, as you know, as we all are, none of us getting any younger. So he is, you know, wanting a Super Bowl before his days are done. And it won't be again this year either. Let's go to the verse of the day. We'll take a break. I want to get Carrie in here. Got to get her on the show. And so only fair because this lady has done so much to transform this show just in 3 months. Split screen's prime example. So here it is. Nahum, out of the Old Testament, Nahum 1:7 says, "The Lord is good, a strength and stronghold in the day of trouble. He knows, has knowledge of, understands and recognizes those who take refuge and trust in him." He knows. He keeps tabs, folks. He keeps an account. He knows those who depend on him, lean on him, and trust in him, and take refuge in him. And he understands that. He says, I'm going to reach out to you and help you, but you got to come to me and lay it at my feet. And when you do that, absolutely, I will help you. Can't beat that. All right, speaking of helping somebody, she did it, and I'm wanting her to come on to wrap it up right after this on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Colder weather.
Believe it or not, it's finally time. It seems like summer was here forever, and we're finally getting some cool mornings. I love it.
Mm-hmm. So what do we do? What do we need to do? How can you help us?
We need to come out and make sure that your heat's ready to go. Check refrigerant levels. Make sure you're not running on auxiliary heat. You don't want that first electric bill to be $500-600. So need to make sure your heat pump's working the way it should be. And gas furnaces, we need to check gas furnaces, make sure they're burning correctly, not want to poison you. You don't want to not wake up one morning because your furnace wasn't clean. Check your filters, make sure everybody's changes their filters regularly, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you'll do that for us, right? You'll change them out?
We'll change them if you got them.
Doing the maintenance? Yeah.
Yeah, if you got them. Now, we don't carry filters with us, but, you know, if you got them, we'll definitely change it for you. Or if you tell us ahead of time, we'll change it. We just, you know, we don't carry filters for every house. But
So preventive maintenance is the key to this, right?
yeah, coming out, we recommend, especially if it's, you know, an older system, checking it out, you know, twice a year, especially gas furnaces. You need to check out the gas heat and your air conditioner, you know, so that's our big emphasis this time of year is checking gas furnaces, making sure they're burning properly and things like that. So
Phone number to call?
926-2665.
And how do we find you on social media?
We're on Facebook, Advanced Heat Pump, and we've got our website, advancedheatpump.com.
I can give you a recommendation, folks. He fixed mine, he can fix yours. Call this man. Let him help you and his staff. Advanced Heat Pump Systems, one of our great sponsors of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Elizabethton Cyclone Sports.
Yep, I hear you good. Can you hear me? Yeah. That's all right. Just leave it off.
And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we bring her in to wrap it up. Our buddy Carrie Taylor. Hello, lady. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you. You're the reason I'm doing a split screen. I'm still clunky at it. Got big fat fingers. I'm trying to do it. And so, you know, you go to the break and you wait. People's got to call you right when I need them to call, put them on, type in things, hit buttons, doing all this while the commercial's playing. So it can be a train wreck at times, but I think it's doing okay, isn't it?
Yeah, it's doing great. It's like a dance. You just got to learn the steps.
She's always the calming effect. Come back down off the bridge. Don't jump. You're going to be okay. So, but she's been a big help just in 90 days you've been with me on the show. We've jumped it, all kinds of views and all those posts you see, all those everything we do, she always does a post. We call it a post, or I call it a promo. She calls it a post, but creative young lassie. And so I just want to say on show 2000, if you'd been with me for the 9 years instead of the last 3 months, it's no telling where this show would be. But it has grown exponentially in the last 3 months because of you, and I want to publicly thank you for that. So even so, I was trying to type your name in. I hit the wrong button, and you're supposed to have Carrie Taylor down the black screen, and I hit the wrong button because I was in a hurry. And she said, don't worry about it. Just put me on. So, Mrs. Taylor, thank you very much. I appreciate Jason and Tucker allowing you to be with me, work with me, and all that. So I wanted to say thank you.
Well, I've enjoyed every minute of it. It's definitely an adventure.
That's a good way to describe it, because it's like expect the unexpected, and you just never know what's going to go. And I mean, when you're dealing with technology, that's her pat answer. It's technology, Tom. What was the last week? We tested it. I put it in the box, went home, got up the next day, came down to Food City to do our first split screen, and something went crazy. Well, why? It's technology, Tom. So that drives me nuts. But anyway, so hello to Linda Vaughn. Thank you, ma'am. What a godly woman. Deborah Holtzclaw, Jeremy Marler. Hello, sir. Michelle Taylor, Michael Stansberry, Reba Whitehead, Dave Angie. Thank you, sir. He used to be one of our contributors to the show back in the day. Courtney Mathena, Rick Ranson down in Pensacola, Jimmy Stout down in Georgia. Got them all over the place. Thank you. So, what's next? Is it a podcast, or you got more plans for this show? What's the next one you want to do?
We're going to get an app. We're going to do a podcast. We're going to do a radio show. We got all kinds of stuff lined up.
Yeah, we do. So I got my fingers just hanging on. Mrs. Taylor's got ideas and said, okay, here we go. So, and it's worked so far. So, again, does it sound like bragging? Because I don't want to come across bragging. I just want folks to understand that, I started in this room with nothing 9 years ago. And so we've gone from that to 100,000 views in the month of November. Last week, Facebook said 18,000 views. So I always think it comes across as bragging. I'm not trying to, I want people to understand if I can do this, anybody can do this. You can start at ground zero. And if you've got a dream, don't let anybody steal your dream. And I tell folks all the time, you can be anything you want to be, or you can do anything you want to do if you want to do it bad enough. Don't let anybody steal your dream, and that's where I'm at. So I hope it doesn't come across as bragging. That's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to convey to people, Carrie, and you know this firsthand because you've been the big helper, that if you want to do something bad enough, you can do it, and your living proof that you've been a big help to make this happen. So I hope it doesn't come across as bragging because it's not bragging. I just want folks to know we started down here with nothing, and now we've gone to 2,000 shows 9 years later. So there you go.
It's not bragging, it's promoting. And that's, if you don't promote the show, you have to talk about the good things that you're doing and the milestones you're reaching to promote your show. So
there you go. Well, I don't hope it doesn't come across because it's not my intention at all.
Not at all.
The celebration we were going to have today got scrapped because the weather is not about me. I want folks to come by, and I want to be able to say in person thank you to those folks. We're going to reschedule. It's supposed to be today. We're going to reschedule it to a future date when there's no snow and people can get out and go and come and say hello. And I want them to come by, and I want to thank them publicly, eyeball to eyeball, for being a part of this for the 9 years. That's the whole point of doing this. So anyway, so we have podcasts coming. We got other things coming. So I've just
Buckle
got to what?
Buckle up.
Buckle up. So, and again, I want to say thanks to your husband, Jason. He said, I like you working with you. You guys do good things. And I want to say thanks to Tucker, open PJ Pants, Tucker Lee. He's got interested because of Mom now he runs the camera for us, doesn't he?
Yep. He likes it too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So Tucker Lee's a football player for the Cyclones and a soccer player. So, when he's not doing that, he helps us run the camera at the game. So anyway, Mrs. Taylor, thank you. Folks want to know if we're related. No, just she's a sister in Christ. She's married to Jason, and we just happen to have the same last name. She's from Stony Creek, and I'm from West Virginia, so which is kind of the same, really. It's redneck both places, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. So, Mrs. Taylor, thank you. You are a godsend. You're an answer to prayer. I've told you that 1,000 times, and you are. So, again, the split screen in of itself was because of her. She said, I don't know how to do it. She said, oh, zero pressure, no problem. Here we go. I'm going to show you how to do it, and she did it, and here we are. So, do I have it mastered yet? No, I messed up earlier today, too, but we're working through it. So, just wanted to end the show by saying thank you to you, Mrs. Taylor. So, there you go.
Well, I'm always happy to help, and I enjoy working with you.
Yep. Thank you, ma'am. We'll talk soon.
All righty. Bye.
Okay. Bye. Good job again. That would be Carrie Taylor, and she is a jewel. And I'm blessed beyond words to have her on the show. Or have her on the team, rather, to help me with the show. Hello, Courtney Mathena. Hello to Michelle Taylor. Again, that's going to wrap it up. So if you missed it, the original premise was to have a show, a congratulatory celebration of the 2000 show today at Elizabethton High School, the weather goddess. We canceled it. Emmy Morgenstern and Carrie planned that. So we're going to reschedule that, obviously, and do it at a future date, because I want to give you the opportunity to come by. We had some cake and refreshments just to come by. I just want to say thanks to you publicly when we do that. That's the whole point. So having said that, we couldn't do it, so I thought, well, why don't we do the show today on the 2000 show, back where this all started here in this makeshift studio, which is one of the bedrooms here at the home. So that's what we've done. Thanks to Ryan Presnell, Forrest Holt, Carrie Taylor, Jeff Beverly, and did I get them all? Did I leave somebody off? Yes, somebody. Who was my very first guest? See, I can't even remember who my first guest was. It was was Jeff Beverly, wasn't it? Jeff Beverly, Forrest Holt. Oh, Jim Holt, Horace. Silly me. Horace got it all started.
Jim Vaught, he was with me from day one of the show. So he helped me get the show on the air. So thanks to Jim Vaught, Jeff Beverly, Forrest Holt, Kerry Taylor, Ryan Presnell. Appreciate you guys very much. New show tomorrow. New show tomorrow. Be back in here tomorrow. Got more guests. Bryce Van Huss going to join us tomorrow. Ryan Whitten's going to join us tomorrow. He's the head coach of the Milligan Flag football team. He's going to join us. Bryce Van Huss will join us live from Thompson Bowling with a preview of the Tennessee-Florida game. We'll get him on tomorrow. So we'll have more guests. We'll be back here in the studio tomorrow. Wednesday will be a Chick-fil-A, weather permitting. The roads are good and everything's good. We'll be at Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton on Wednesday. But tomorrow back here for show number 2001 tomorrow here in studio. Out of time, we sincerely thank you for yours. Again, Steelers and the Eagles will win today, in my humble opinion. Watch them both get blown out. So we'll see. But that's coming up at 4:30 and 8:15 tonight. Steelers and Bills at 4:30 and Philadelphia and Tampa Bay at 8:15 tonight. Let's wrap it up as we always do. We always dedicate our show, you know that, to the man who hung on the cross. It's his show. Nahum 1:7 says, "The Lord is good, a strength and stronghold in the day of trouble." We all going to have trouble. Junior spoke about that Saturday at the men's prayer breakfast at the church. 2024, we're all going to have trouble, and we are. And so the Lord is good, amen, a strength and stronghold in the day of trouble. He knows, has knowledge of, understands, and recognizes those who take refuge and trust in him. Whew. Out of the Old Testament, Nahum, Nahum, Nahum 1:7 is the verse today. Hello, Nikki McAllister. There's a blast from the past. Directed that great kids' Christmas play a bunch of years ago over at Southwestern. Did a phenomenal job. So hello, Mrs. McAllister. That's going to do it, Mrs. Mathena. Your daughter is a warrior. Marley Mathena came out of sick bay that night and played and was player of the game. She was feeling, had the crud, and she came out of the crud list, if you will, and played and was the player of the game the other night. So congratulations to Marley. All right, back with you tomorrow, right back here in the studio. We wrap it up always telling you, bloom where you're planted, and win or lose, be a good sport. Thank you so much for watching show number 2000 and 9 years of putting up with me. Tomorrow, 2001, from right back here, we'll see them, and we'll tell you as always, as we said, bloom where you planted, and win or lose, be a good sport. Thank you for being a part of the Tom Daly Sports Show for these many years. 2001, right back here tomorrow. Have a